Hey, you guys.
Are we live? Are we up?
The broadcast is
Who are
live.
you? Who
All
are you?
right, cool. What up, guys? What up? What up?
Let's
Episode 2, Critical Builds. What is
get
going
it.
on? I am one of your. What do we call each other?
Partners.
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 Chris Pabs, Chris _Pabs on Instagram. What's up? Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Saturday evening. Right, Saturday today, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm in so much traffic, man. But yeah, so we're here for a couple of hours, checking out some builds that have been submitted. Now, I will let everybody know that due to the amount of builds that were submitted, we aren't going to be able to go through all of them today. But we will be doing another episode sooner than this episode, right? From the first one, so
Mhm.
that we can get through those other ones. If that makes sense.
Right.
All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go through the gamut of who is here. And let's start with this fine gentleman right here.
Oh, hi
Oh,
guys. Welcome to
Did you
episode
hear
2. We're about to get it in. I'm excited. There's some good entries. Thanks for submitting. It was really,
yeah.
really nice of you. Like,
Mhm.
there's a lot of good stuff in there. I can't wait to talk about it.
It's gonna be a rough one, I think.
Oh yeah. It's hard. It's hard to critique stuff this good.
It's the complete opposite. If something if we get good submissions, it's more obviously more difficult to critique. So we
Very
are
much so.
we're on that boat today. I mean, I think the next 2 episodes are gonna be kind of tough, but
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
get through it. We'll
But yeah,
do
Cooking
that.
Nubs on the internet. Find me.
Yeah, buddy. All right, cool. All right, next guy is this dude with the badass T-shirt right here. He thought you-
It's pretty badass
I think he was
t-shirt.
talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
his shirt.
It's my
Yeah,
fucking Deadpool t-shirt.
You-
What's up, guys? Brian, Bro Builder, Kodokai, Robo Dojo. You can just make a whole long list. I don't think I'll do that though. Welcome to your Saturday evening. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. As always, great models. Can't wait to see more, and I can't wait to tell you guys all the things that I see.
Yeah. Woo. I love the Atom Ant reference.
Yeah, dude.
On that gloss right there. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, the Adamant?
Yeah, right there, man. I remember that show. Come on,
Hell yeah. Yeah, we always rock the classic tune pint glasses. That's how it goes.
There you go.
I don't know about you guys, but it's been busy. I've just been I feel like I've just been working nonstop on all sorts of shit. It's just like crazy. Like my desk is everything's a disaster. Like, yeah.
From the moment I jump out of bed, it always feels like I'm going 60 miles an hour, or at least a mile a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
That's
think it's the same for everybody. Honestly, man, it sucks. Now, speaking of shows, we got one of the most wanted shows out here the last couple of days. Right here, this guy.
Hey.
Hey, and wearing another badass t-shirt.
Yeah.
He owns one of two.
One of two. You can get it custom like I did in American Apparel, so very comfortable. But welcome everyone. Thank you guys for joining us today. And like the rest of the guys said, that this is going to be a hard show. This is going to be a hard one for us. The next couple of ones are going to be hard for us because there were so many great submissions. I think Plasticology asked a question in the chat, so I think we had 18.
Mhm.
So it's a lot to go through, but we're going to do our best to kind of entertain you guys and go through these tonight. So welcome.
Mhm.
Yep. All right, let's get everybody on here. There we go. Look at all these faces. Yeah, we'll get to the builds in a minute. But yeah,
Get my notes.
I do want to take.
I'm still gonna submit too. So we tell you that at 19.
Oh, there you go. We have 19. Oh well, plus like one of mine I think is at 20.
There you go.
Oh yeah. I gotta critique Pabs.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get
It's all about choosing which one though. Like what choose one from my early stuff or
I think you got to do some of your earlier stuff.
yeah, I think the earlier stuff would be great. I think there's a Sosby out there that needs a little bit of critiquing.
Yeah.
But yes, I just want to take a moment and say thank you to not only everybody who's watching, but those that submitted, everybody who is here on stream right now. Thank you for taking your Saturdays, 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. and hanging out with us because, I mean, what else would you be doing on Saturday
I
night?
canceled my entire Saturday for this.
Doing nothing. All right, you were doing absolutely nothing.
That's
was your
right.
plan?
You know, you guys were saying like, since you guys wake up, you guys, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
That
And-
was the quote I was trying to find.
And since I woke up today, the only thing I've done is tune my car and take it down a stretch of highway for about 3 miles and just floor it the whole way. Other than that, I haven't done shit all day.
I've been
Man.
all day.
Yeah.
All day.
I went for a run to Target, and that was frightening.
Yes, please stay safe out there. It's definitely not over. So
Yeah, it's not over. They're acting like it, but it's not.
it's not over.
That's fucking ridiculous.
So with that being said, let's we might as well get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get it.
So I am. There is so just to let you guys know, there is no. This is in no particular order, right? So I'm just grabbing what we've chosen and I'm just throwing it out there. So we are. I mean, the list I gave these guys is pretty much the order that it's going to go in, but it's all just kind of random. So with that being said, let's go ahead and
It go Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, and then me.
then you. I've not heard you drop a single beat.
I'm ready for. Let's go.
Let's go ahead and get started. So the first build, all right, and I can't believe I'm making this the first one.
Let me put on my peepers here.
There you go. All right. So the first, actually, you know what? No, yeah, I'll be fine. First one here is from a quite an unknown builder. I mean, he doesn't really do much, I guess. His name is Kensuke.
Kensuke.
Yeah.
At XKensukeX on Instagram. So let me go ahead and start sharing his build here. So application, boom. Is that working? There we go. Cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wait, I got to do something about this fucking logo right here. Anyway, so let's see. His description is it's a clean, straight out of box build, painting everything, including the inner frame. And he just wanted to showcase the kit as it is without any modifications or scribing. So essentially, he just wanted to make sure that the details of this kit shone through without him doing any kind of customization to it. Again, let me go ahead and I know somebody had told me to do this before, so
Yeah.
Yes,
There we go.
excellent. I was going to suggest it,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
I have all of these ready for everyone. So yeah, so his Instagram is at XKensukeX. It's a good friend of mine. We go back and forth constantly about all this stuff, and I've seen him build this thing, and I've seen him kind of progress from building this onwards. But we're not talking about any of his current builds. We're talking about this one. So who's gonna start us off with Kensuke's perfect grade PG GP01, right?
PGGP.
Perfect grade PG full Burnian, or is it a full Burnian? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the full burn.
There you go.
Yeah. What's
But it doesn't
up,
have
Steve?
it doesn't have all the armor on it, but it's really nice.
Yeah.
Welcome to the chat, Steve. Welcome. I like this. I like the color choices here. I like that you can see different metals. And it's just one of those things to detail an inner frame in this way, like to paint it. It's just one of those things that just gives you personal satisfaction, right? And most people may not see it. So I love that. I love the fact that he did this, and I think more people should be painting their inner frames and whatnot.
Yeah, totally.
I agree.
So
Especially for this kit, especially because it has an open hatch option. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of like metallic paints on a frame. I mean, I've seen it done extremely well. I mean, here is a good example of it. I love the fact that he added holographic decals to bits and pieces of it. Like these are holographic decals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think there's one on the foot right there. Yeah, right there.
I mean,
yeah, it's gorgeous.
most of it is metallic, and that's what you get from it. I would have loved to have seen some like flat, opaque colors in there, like some reds, some yellows. I think it would have made other parts pop more.
Yeah, I mean, like a quick tip for anybody who wants to try this: don't be afraid to mix different finishes, like
Yeah.
not only to your frames but to your armor pieces. I mean, there are some really good examples of that stuff. Like somebody did a candy coat on one piece and then left everything flat on another piece. It gives it like a sense of almost like what's the right word for it? good a
Like
good way to
texture?
focus in. Yeah, a good way to focus in on details that you.
Oh, lead the eye.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, DDI. So let's
Yeah.
go.
Hey, welcome, James.
What's up,
Yeah,
James?
like I agree. Like the pistons, like in the like where you see kind of the hydraulic systems, maybe have them in a red or a yellow or a green. Something.
Just anything like certain areas, just like warning because it'd be red. You know,
Yeah,
it would give you that sense of like you shouldn't be messing around over here.
you actually don't see it very much here, but there's actually red right there on like I think
Yeah.
these are the-
And verniers.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the fact that he also I don't know if
Decaled.
no, I don't know if this is a part of because I've not built the PG GP01 yet, but like stuff like having different colors right here in between.
Yeah,
What do you call this? The framing, I guess, right?
yeah, plates and frames.
You can see that he did that for some places. There are some kind of rough spots where he did hand paint some of these. You can see right here where it's kind of it's a little kind of there's a spot of where the paint didn't kind of cover it all the way, and there's some rough spots here and there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's like stuff like that, and then the texturing is a little strange, where I can't tell if this is because of the pigmentation of the metallics or if it's because it's a rougher surface. But you can see right here.
Yeah,
Pearl. Like I think
Like
that's
where you see the black
black.
parts, I feel like it's the paint itself. That's
Yeah.
the property of the paint.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a
Because
bit
it
the
looks
metallic
pretty
pigments
smooth.
are thick.
Because
I
it
don't know
reminds me
what
of
kind of paint you use.
it reminds me of the Gaia graphite silver.
I'm guessing I mean, from what I know about Kensuke, he uses exclusively almost all the time Gaia notes. So this is most of the Gaia notes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you can see a little bit of roughness right here where he kind of just it looks like he had some moss bleed and tried to fix it. But the way. So this is where kind of using different types of paint is really helpful. So if you done this in an enamel, he would have cleaned this up a lot easier and
Yeah, a quick reverse wash.
quick reverse washing, he'd be all set. So let's go ahead and look at the armor piece because I did kind of
And again, some of those mistakes are going to be covered completely.
Yeah, like, you don't even see that now. Yeah.
So
Yeah, all that little fiddly.
So I'm gonna say this out of the
Fiddly
gate.
bits.
I'm gonna say this out of the gate right now. I love this particular photo.
same.
It shows everything that I need to see about this kit.
Mhm.
Like it shows me that he's well obviously it's well painted, it's well framed. It gives me a sense of scale almost just the way it's posed. Does that make any sense? Like
The typography is real nice. Really great
This
photo.
was, out of all the photos that he took of this kit and build, even when he put them up on his IG, this one stood out like right away. Even though you see the background is completely white, there's still some highlights in that white that separate the kit and like you said, give you a sense of scale of this thing. So this is great photography.
Even though it's a very neutral color kit. So, I mean, because the whole most about 60% of the kit is white and gray. The fact that it's such a neutral background just draws your eye to everything that isn't white and gray. So you're looking at the chest, you're looking at the head crest, and it draws your attention to even some of the smaller details. Now I will admit that this photo isn't exactly focused. You can see if you zoom in, it's kind of shaky. So I'm guessing he kind of he was just holding the camera as he took this photo, but it looks phenomenal. Just kind of zoomed out, like it looks. It's awesome. Yeah.
It is an incredible build. Like he went hard, and it shows. Every piece is detailed properly.
Yeah,
really well done.
Yeah, and this is a good example of if you're not comfortable customizing your kit like to extreme levels, like say like what Brian does or what Julio does with subtractive and additive details. This is a good example of bringing out the details you already have and just going full 11 on it and making it look as best as you can get it done. This is a really good example of that. I mean, here's the open hatch.
Yeah, gorgeous. That's why that stuff matters on the inside.
Let's zoom in on that a little bit.
Is that hollow foil on the ankle? What is that?
right here. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will kind of as a quick negative. His holofoil application is kind of touch and
Yeah.
go. Like for example, on this last photo, and again, this is a
On the
great
shoulder.
zoom in on the shoulders right here. You can see some of that stuff kind of just peeling
And
off.
if you go down to the knee on that same side, also
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
It's just
looks like there was a bit of a pinch in it.
yeah. So I'm guessing this was either a last minute application or he kind of put the order of application incorrectly. Wasn't, you know,
Those should have been around the last things going in, I'm guessing.
yeah.
So it didn't get messed with much. It might have been scratching and putting it back together. It just, the foil
Mhm.
catches somewhere.
Yeah, that's the worst. Like you want to put something down at the last second, you get like a kick in it.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's terrible. Absolutely, man.
But
Like,
I do love the multicolor decals on this thing. They do
Oh,
so
yeah.
much. And there's another photo coming up here that you really can see it, and it just looks so good.
what are we looking at? Do you want me to go to that photo right now? Like,
Hey, oh man, we'll get to it. I'll point it out when we get there.
all right,
Now,
cool.
no, on the next photo. Oh, are you still back here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still back here, just showing where where the decals count. Like
Mhm.
Brian had mentioned, like the multitude of different colored decals, and usually I feel having multicolored decals it can be a very tricky thing to balance, because on one hand you kind of want it to look cohesive, and sometimes having multicolored decals can kind of take away from that. But at the same time, there are times where it's a good balance of it. Stuff like that EFSF right there, the Federation Space Force right there on the inside, and you got the Vernier. I don't know if that really makes sense. I mean, that's not really a criticism, but yeah, I mean that that decal right there is always a nice touch, and I like triangles, so triangles. I like the triangle.
I like the back of that knee. He's got the white decals. It looks like on the back of the knee on some parts, and there's like a red one at the top, and then you got this
Yeah.
red on the side.
And then
It'll
even
look
though,
really nice.
sorry, Brian. Even though this is mostly a very symmetrical layout of decals. I mean, you can still see, there are certain things that are not the same on each side. So you got the AE logo right here, EFSF logo on the other side. Obviously, the bigger logos are not going to be symmetrical, but like most things are symmetrical. But this is a good example of making symmetry out of asymmetry. I don't know if that makes any sense.
And also his decal application, for the most part, is flawless.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say flawless.
A lot of it is really even and placed properly. I think that some of it's too shiny, and it didn't get to like blend enough. Maybe like softer.
I mean, if you look at this vernier right here, there is very clear indications of
The edging.
not enough. Yeah, very very clear edging. You can get rid of that with just a couple of layers of gloss, and then hit it with the flat or whatever it is you want.
Yeah.
So that's a very easy fix, but something that's kind of an oversight right here. So I wouldn't say it's flawless.
Just some of them here and there.
For the most part. For the most part.
No, they're placed
But
impeccably well.
on the outer panels, I mean, it's really great.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And again, we're nitpicking here.
Yeah, we really are nitpicking.
This is why we're saying it's a very difficult. This is going to be a very difficult episode, just because.
Very much so.
I mean, we're starting off with something of this.
It's like when you're watching a cooking show and they're at the the last two chefs and they're like, fucking nailing it.
Like, what do you do? What
Yeah, but your butter was a little too brown.
Another great positive is look at how smooth this blue is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, absolutely smooth. This is what I'm talking about, where surfaces absolutely count. Like
surface preparation, we cannot express that enough.
Yeah, it is such an important thing, and it's
so
such a great application of that blue. And I can guarantee you that, I mean, he made sure that this thing was dust free. I mean, I know he's got some scratches here and there, and I'm guessing that's just from putting everything together.
From assembly, yeah.
Yeah, but this blue is smooth as hell, and this is with a flat coat. So I've noticed with a lot of people, whenever they apply their flat coat, there's this weird texture, and that's usually because they are spraying too far away from the piece, and that's causing it's not a sputter per se, but it's causing a texture. This is I'm guessing this is roughly around about maybe 5 inches away from the piece, nice and smooth application, waiting for that to kind of level, and then applying another layer until he's happy. And this is awesome, man. Even this red right here, while I don't think it's as smooth as this blue, it's still pretty damn smooth.
Yeah, I think this was the one where I was thinking of all those multicolored decals. You got that yellow one on the inside of the elbow. You got these red and gray ones on the outside of the arm. You got this nice black one that shows good contrast against the blue in there, even though it's somewhat obscured by the armor. The white ones and the red on the underside of the front panel. The vent in the front, it's red. All the blues, everything that just stacks. It just stacks and looks really, really good. Your eyes going everywhere. That's like, it's a good design philosophy.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And
too.
if you go in on the weapon, the rifle itself, I think there's some slight weathering on the magazine up here.
And the receiver kind of looks that way. I don't know if it's shine. That's
I feel like because it's the same metallic color as the hands right here, which is why I'm kind of second guessing whether or not there's any weathering on this.
Like, it might just be the lighting.
Yeah, it might just be the lighting. I personally would have liked to seen the weapon in a different color, just because even though in reality guns are black, the gunmetal, but whenever it comes to these Gundams or Gunpla, I feel like the black just doesn't do any of their weaponry any justice.
I always love seeing a flat color, like just a block of it in a weapon. I always think it looks really nice.
Yeah, what if that was like a hunter with like some gray accents or something?
Ooh.
That would look a little tasty. Keep that magazine the same color, keep the same decals on it and everything.
Yeah. Really fantastic though. Like
it is gorgeous though.
Yeah. Good work.
Next image here.
Hey, John O'Burr has says that even though he submitted his as a feature, he still wants it to be critiqued a little bit.
Bro.
Damn it, Jono! If you want something to be critiqued, you gotta make sure you get critique and not feature.
We're only gonna give you praise this time and secretly judge it.
Yeah, we'll judge it in the background, from cameras and microphones. Yeah. So I mean, we can go on about this all day, and I don't know if you guys can see us, and I think you can see this a lot clearer in this photo. But he did some very subtle shading.
Yeah.
All over this thing.
Yeah.
Right here. This is the most prevalent part right here.
I feel like he shaded in a light gray.
Yes.
And white.
Not making that mistake of shading in black.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely, don't shade in black.
Yeah.
I mean, what is?
I would have liked to see a little bit more detail in these silver colored thrusters back here.
The verniers
on the top of the back. Yeah, the verniers on the top of the backpack, in the middle. It just looks like maybe there's some panel liner missing there or something because they're just silver. There's
it's a weird shine, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
go ahead.
I was just gonna say it looks like one of those pans you put under your burner so it catches the grease.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it looks like.
That's square cupcake pans.
And regardless of when you guys are building, if you're building a clean look versus a damaged look, either way, the verniers, the thrusters are always going to have something there. So even if the robot itself is not dirty, if it's getting moved from one location to another, if it's getting tested, those verniers are still going to have the soot and the dust and all that there. So
if someone's going for like fresh off the lot, just put together, this is
factory
perfect.
fresh.
Yeah, factory fresh.
Just
great.
A quick divergence. We have a Mona in chat right now.
Where's your build? I didn't see you submit a build.
I didn't see a I didn't
see a build either.
One Vanderly, aka Meg, aka.
So one thing I noticed about the backpack, and as I said before, like I love bits of like color blocks or flat or whatever they may be. The circle on the back, really great work. Just a bit of it is like off on the bottom,
right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That caught my eye quick, man. I don't know if it was maybe masking or if you hand painted it a bit, but
I'm guessing. I'm thinking it might be application, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe application. I don't know.
I don't know. I want to say it looks like masking because rounds, especially if you're cutting one. I've punched a few rounds in my days. I get a little funky on the edge. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could find back here, though.
The thing is, that it's stands out. So.
One at a time. What?
I was just gonna say the thing is, it's so big, it just is that it stands out because it's a 160. If this
Yeah.
was like a
Yes.
high grade, you wouldn't even notice a little
You would
blue
never
like
see
that,
that.
really, unless
Yeah.
you're like getting all pinched in, getting weird.
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. Again, it's all just small. Very.
If I saw this in person, I wouldn't have seen it because I wouldn't have been this close to it.
Right.
just small bits and pieces. And now I do kind of want to say that his panel line application can be a little bit poor at times. It's like he's not taking the time to just clean them up all the way. You know what I mean? Like, there are little bits and pieces of the panel line kind of smearing, in certain parts. I did also notice there's a very clear seam line.
Mhm.
Right there.
I did not catch that. I wasn't looking.
Yeah, but again, it's all
Minuscule.
Yeah, very minuscule. Yeah, I mean, stuff like that.
It looks like that panel line might have just popped a little bit, like when putting it in his hand.
Oh, this thing right here?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, maybe. I mean, unless he's in the audience to kind of explain.
Yeah.
And here's like a half open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business.
That's just porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, I want to
That
say
is-
this I feel like this perfect grade, apart from the more recent ones like the Xia and the 00, is probably the best in terms of just overall look and value. Just because you have
This is the only one that I want out of all of them that are
I want
available.
the 00. I do.
Okay.
I want it.
Yeah, I would agree, man. I would agree. This is a great looking kit. For some reason, I don't like this kit in a master grade or high grade. In the perfect grade, it looks so much better.
The only thing I don't like about this perfect grade, and this goes for the RX 78 and this one, and actually the Mark II, is just the eyes on this thing are massive, and obviously
They are kind of cartoonish, yeah.
and I know that's just so that they can have the LED gimmick and all that stuff, but it just, I don't know, man. Like, usually for example, like for the grandpa, like this part right here, the head is just flat, like it's just a big flat line, and it just frames the head kind of strange. And again, this is more of a criticism of the kit and not his work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this GP01 is
Incredible.
yeah. If you guys have the money, buy it.
Yeah, this thing is it's one of the more expensive ones, but it is total sex factory.
I built the RG just to scratch the itch. This is paled in comparison, man.
And I love this. I love this photo too. This photo of showing off the frame. This is why we put so much effort into the frame. This kind of image, this kind of pose, this gimmick. I mean, this is exactly why you do all that. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, overall, I think we had like maybe 4 or 5 small nitpicking things here and there. So,
yeah, literally.
and it goes to show you guys, you don't always need to go custom colors. I mean, so if somebody wanted to, they could do this without even painting the kit, like the armor. Like you could just kind of do the gloss coat, add all the decals, clear coat it, and still have some really awesome results in a very original looking kit.
Yeah.
Minus, painting the frame however you want. So you don't always need to go crazy colors and then all that to make a great looking kit. It just doesn't need to be straight built. So if you're one of the people that likes this straight build, maybe try it this way. Maybe just try adding details in a way where you can still showcase the original kit by just highlighting it with gloss coats, clear coats, and decals.
absolutely. Now I will say this though. So we've all been there. We're at the end of our builds, where we're just putting it together now, and we're getting ready we're thinking about poses and how we're gonna take photos of this thing, where it's gonna go. One thing that I didn't notice from this is if I go to the very first kind of full. Now I don't know if this is something that he even notices now himself, but is it me or is this head kind of slightly cocked to one side, like the head, like the helmet part?
Like you're talking, like the chin or the faceplate versus the rest of it.
Yeah, the
Right.
lining on the mask is uneven.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like it wasn't
Yeah, it's
placed all the way
crooked
down.
on the head, right? Is that what you're saying, Pabs?
Yeah,
Like,
it's slightly angled. Like it's not on all the way. Like it wasn't put on all the way.
Either that or the face mask is loose.
Yes, one of those two. It's one of those. Either
well, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, either or. Maybe the mask is loose. Actually, if you can get in there real close on that, Pabs, like get a
You can
noise
see
really
where you
close.
can see some detail on one side of where it's missing on the other, so the mask
Right.
seems to be loose.
Yeah, you can see it here. Yeah, you're right. Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
yeah. So there's more space here. I mean, it's like slightly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
what
know
it-
how that works in there. Maybe it's movable, but
Mm,
I don't know.
honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
Nitpicking,
Nitpicking.
composition.
yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. So let's look at the core
The core
fighter.
fighter. Whew.
Now, this is kind of where I'm a little more. I can see a little more issues with it.
I'm gonna
It's-
while we're looking at this, I'm just gonna go and remind us, guys, we're already almost 40 minutes in. So
Yeah, we gotta move on. This.
Well, yeah. Let's get through this real quick. So my biggest critique right here is texture on this canopy right here.
Yep.
That is my biggest critique.
Oh, God.
I think it might be from it folding into the chest, but I don't know how the PG works. I haven't built one. Like, because the thing folds down and then you put it on, and then the part goes on top of the chest. If it's like the RG, at least, so that might be rub from the inside, but I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know, but like just the fact that you're trying to display the core fire. I mean, if you display the core fire, and this is right there. It's hard to miss. I mean, especially the meticulous amount of paint applications on this thing.
Yeah. And for me, for someone who builds planes, I would have liked to see more detail in the landing gear. Like
Yeah,
it's all
just-
in one color.
It's flat.
Is that plastic or is that die cast?
I don't know. It looks
I
like
think
it
it's
might
plastic
be.
painted.
Yeah,
looks
it could be
painted to me.
painted.
Yeah.
But I would have painted it. I think typically in all aircraft, even in the future, the landing gear tends to be white. And then when you do paint it white, you can easily add small details in there. They're visible from from any distance. So
Yeah.
All right.
Some of the panel line ran here and there on it, but otherwise phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's minuscule.
It's tough, man. Yeah, it's tough to kind of tough to say anything bad about it. But
Yeah.
excellent.
It's
work, man.
phenomenal work.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys aren't following him, please
go.
Not only does he build amazing stuff. I mean, he's gone recently into resin kits and stuff like that. But he lives in Hawaii and he posts stuff that he does in Hawaii on a daily basis. So yeah, definitely check that out.
Live vicariously.
Yeah,
that's right.
absolutely. All right, so wow, 40 minutes in. Seriously, holy cow. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the next build real quick. Now, let me just get the info real fast because I am slow on the upkeep. So the next build is by one Jessica Quintero. And
Yeah.
Instagram name is
Jay Quintero.
Jay Quintero at Jay Quintero 91. Now, this is a local builder for me and Zashan. She is a Chicago native. And let's go ahead and get this thing. So I don't know if you guys are noticing, but I'm trying to get the hardest builds out of the way real fast.
Yeah.
So here we go.
And, yeah, this one for me is particularly very, very hard because I absolutely love the color scheme on this kit to build, and I hate this kit. Like, I hate the design of the Maganac, but because the colors are so stunning, I'm just in awe of this build.
Yeah.
Now prepare yourselves. Prepare. Here we go.
Woo.
Bam.
Yeah.
So
Phenomenal.
first and foremost, this modular color is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I like what the hell do you say about this color scheme? I love it. Like it's such
Incredible. It's so pleasing.
Yeah.
And
It
for someone who loves cool aesthetics like that, the blue and purple come together so well.
Mhm. And it's hard to do. It's hard to do that modulation, like fade in and out kind of paint job.
Gradient. Yeah.
The
It takes a lot of time and masking because you gotta
it really is.
and then fade, and then wait for that to dry, and then mask that, and then mask this, and fade, and then wait for that to dry, and then mask this. And,
And before we get into all that, I will give kudos for the photography once again, because this is a dark kit. The rest of it, beyond those colors, the rest of the kit's darker. The background is darker, but you can see everything. You can see every color.
It has this beautiful depth to it.
Yeah. It's got good depth.
Yeah, because I mean, if this was just a black, dark colored kit on a dark background, and she moved it very close to the background, took photos of it, it would give you no depth. It would just give you this kind of flat looking thing with a very cool color scheme, and it wouldn't be represented the way it's being represented here. So props to the camera work, and the color scheme is just that base is just everything goes together, and it just gives me a I don't know if you guys played this video game, Far Cry Blood Dragon vibe.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, everything's cyberdelic.
Kind of one that's like vaporwave or whatever, right?
Yeah, kind of like Kung Fury, almost time travel.
It's very cyberwave, and all that.
80s Transformers, scenes and stuff like that.
And I absolutely love it. And I mean, this kit looks so great with this color scheme, because it kind of makes some of the bulky, round, non-detailed stuff disappear, and it makes it even in this colorway, it makes it look more intimidating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what was the original costume? Sand,
brown,
sand,
sand,
a brown and an ochre or something like that.
Yeah, it's the base. Right?
Look at that,
dude! I know, right?
She lowered the PSI and just took it slow.
Yeah. A couple of things. Jay's in the comments. She says, "Hi guys."
What's up, Jay?
Jay, you make doo doo. There's your critique. All right.
She's gonna clap back.
I will give one quick critique of this thing.
Oh, I got critiques.
Yeah, I mean, I have a list too, so I'm gonna start off because we can't just keep praising this thing because it is amazing.
It is amazing.
One of the things that kind of stuck out to me are these joints right here. I mean, it's still painted, it's still gray, but there are things that I think she didn't pay attention too closely to. Like you got the what do you call this? Mold line. Yeah, mold line. Right here. A bit of a nub on the elbow.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like it just.
Yeah. There's a little rub in some of the joints too. You can see. It's just kind of a little bit, but you can manage that, or you can counteract that. But
some of the sanding in the plates on the arm, you could see are more gapped than the others. She over sanded some parts to get rid of, I'm guessing, nubs and whatnot.
On the right arm.
The masking in that one shoulder right there, like the overspray, no, the other one.
Right.
If you zoom into it, it's not as sharp as the rest of everything.
That little edge there.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys
those panels too.
Yeah, the panels aren't super solid.
It's a good plan because this thing is a bunch of blocks. It's not like really segmented. This gives it a lot of live, makes it live, right? All the whole chest, all of these things that go in here, all of that. That's all in the legs, all around the calves. It's all done by her, and that's excellent.
Yeah. And
it's
then
just a little bit off on the execution, which is not, it's a small kit. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for the builder.
And if you look at if you kind of look at just right above the bicep, underneath the shoulder parts, see that gray area right there?
Yeah.
So you see that line there? It doesn't exist on the other side.
This line?
Yeah, right here. No. So you see that line right there between the gray and the black? You see that it's a black panel line. It's not there on the other side.
I don't think. Maybe she didn't go as deep because I still see it.
The marks there. It's just not as deep as the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but I think this might be her first time scribing.
Oh wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
When you look at this thing, you get a sense that she had a design in mind. She thought this through. She wasn't just flying to see if the pants going. Yeah, let's see if I can add a few lines here and there. This is I know what I wanted. I know what I want this thing to look like. Let me plan this. Let me think about how I'm going to do this. And she executed, and well done to her for doing that.
Yeah, Jay, I'm sorry. I love you, Jay. I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna clap back, but you did not.
And then, one thing I do, one kind of critique I can give this as well is that for some of these scribe lines, they don't. I mean, they make sense, but they don't follow through. If you know what I mean. So obviously, in terms of these giant mech suits, panel lines are there to segment a certain part, right? And this would have benefited, like, stuff on the shoulders. So if she had done this panel line right here, she should have. I think, in my opinion, anyway, she should have followed through to go to the edge.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, so going through the edge of the piece just makes that into more of a cohesive.
Yeah.
Or box around that panel on the front, right?
Yeah.
It just they're floating lines, but they don't look like they're supposed to be floating lines. So
right.
That's just one thing I would kind of put out there.
All those little orange. She added all those little styrene tabs on there, and then paint them all bright orange. I really like that.
Yeah,
that looks really nice.
Color blockings are really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, and then you can see, like, right on that right arm, looks like there's a gash on the left arm, I should say.
Right there.
There's a slight gash there. Yeah. So, like, just small things here and there.
Yeah, I mean, it's other than that, phenomenal.
She took one photo that is so killer. It's like the one that's like from the side, close to it. Yeah, that one. That
looks so nice.
Phenomenal photo.
And here's a piece of detail that we didn't see right here. She added some.
Yeah, mesh.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah.
Are those metal details, or those are hand painted silver inside the shoulders and the hip waist the waist armor? Sorry, that's cool. Yeah, and that's such a good job, man. I love that modulation on the head too. Oh, sick.
The scribing on curved surfaces, that's hard.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Now,
really well.
I did note. I feel like I am repeating myself a little bit, but the panel washing could.
Yeah, it's a little muddy.
It's a little muddy. I mean, it's prevalent. It's very clear here. Like it just wasn't well enough. It's just those kind of little things, they do start to add up as you go along, and then I feel like the silver coloring right here may just be. I'm guessing she hand painted these details. Yeah,
it's a bit too light. Could have used another coat.
A little bit too light, because you can still see the color straight, like right through.
Yeah. Or I would have added a scribe there to make it a more of a pronounced.
Go through.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's already going through stuff like this in terms of parts, she could have even added like a metallic detail part, right?
Yeah, or a photo etch part, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are very widely available from places like USA Gun Store and Simpro. So, and Galactic Toys. So,
the legwork so nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't even look at the scribes on the legs.
It reminds me the shoes remind me of like the old flight posits from Nike.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Good stuff.
Like, to those details here is something I personally do to a lot of custom kits. Like if I'm not doing a resin kit or anything like that, this is something.
Well, and that's the thing, right? It's so you see there's orange all over this kit, but it's in just the perfect amount and in the perfect spots to add that extra detail and pop to the kit to kind of just take it to that next level.
It's not overwhelming. It's really, really nice.
Yeah. Because normally you'd be like, yo, I'm going to put orange on a kit. That's going to be crazy loud.
A little bit of bleeding on the top of the head. You could do it again. Not a big deal.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Phenomenal work. Look at that.
It's great, man. She's such good work, Jay.
And Jay's already. I mean, Jay's one of my favorite builders. She's very talented. It's only going to get better. I know she's been scribing. I've seen some of her other work that she's been working on. There's like an old school grandpa kit that she's working on, so look forward to that.
The cutout.
Yeah, right. That looks great. But if you guys don't know, Jay's also an artist who went to Columbia, and so she's very
artistically
trained in this stuff. So I'm sure she knows everything that we picked out. I'm sure she already knows about, and just gonna start really get better.
Yeah, so she has that artistic side down. She just needs the more technical stuff.
Yeah, technical. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, but add Jake. Anyone, if you're not following her, please do, because I mean,
He's incredible.
I mean, this is very inspirational. Like honestly, like you look at this piece and go, "Holy cow!" Like,
Nah,
let's
I gotta try some gradients.
let's step away from like the typical colors. Let's do this.
That's right.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. All right, cool. So yeah, Jake Montero. Awesome. All right, so
Great work. Great work. That's my critique. You did good.
All right, let's go through the next one. The next one over here. So the next guy.
Jacob has a Kraft macaroni and cheese gun cannon.
All orange, nuclear orange.
Please do. So one thing that a lot of people seem to ask me constantly, and I don't know if I've answered this like in on stream, but it doesn't have to just be Gunpla, right? It can be minis. It can be. I mean, what's nice is a lot of the people here have built more than just that. So feel free and be. What am I saying? Feel free to submit more than just.
I don't know what you're saying.
You lost it halfway there.
It's been a really long day. All right. Okay.
And we're only 2 reviews in.
We're two in. All right. So next one. God, thank fuck. Is by one Nick C, also known on Instagram as Mecha_case. So let's go ahead and put his stuff up there. And just a quick readout of his description is the MG ARC 78-4 Gundam G04 remodeled. And he says, I wanted to update the proportions of this old model kit to fit current day standards, with longer legs and body to bring the formerly squat styling of the original kit to a new decade. Extended the arms, legs, waist, and elongated both the formerly very round head and neck with adding a joint to the bottom of it. Lastly, modeled the feet, shoulders, and chest area for sharper details. No part of this kit went untouched, and no kit bashing was involved. He says that he learned a lot from this build, and he hopes to get a cleaner result next time, now that he's more familiar with the new tools and techniques that he has learned. So with that, let's go ahead and...
I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. Did you say this was a showcase or is this a critique?
This is a critique.
Okay.
Let's see now. So we need to find a way to do this faster. But there we go. So I'm trying to remember when this kit was released. I want to say 2003, 4.
Somewhere around there. I didn't do the homework, but it's definitely around there.
Yeah. Is this a high grade?
I think this is the MG.
This is the MG. It's master grade.
Okay, there we go.
Is John Burr? Are you at Mech Case?
No. John Burr is not Mech Case.
No, because his comment is, he's like, all right, really lay into this guy next. He's a masochist.
I don't know. John Burr is not Mech Case. Nick C is Mech Case. But yeah, first of all, as a clean builder, props to you, because this is a great clean build. Without even knowing about all of the little things that he's done to this thing, and not even little things, the major things he's done to this thing. It's a nice, clean build. Now, this is kind of a stickler for me. It's not anything to do with the kit. It's just the way it was photographed.
Yeah, so, on a white background.
Yeah, this is kind of the thing where you lose depth because it is, it's a very black background, and then you've got very harsh shadows all over the thing, and it makes it look very flat, and it's not drawing my eye to anything in particular. So this is where that kind of the photography is important, especially when you're trying to present your build to a panel or a bunch of judges who aren't going to see your build in person. Like, for example, this Bandai Open is coming up, and no one's going to see those in person until all this is over. So,
yep. And guys, I know we keep talking about the photography of because, like Chris said, it is the only way we can look at this thing and see the details in there if the photo work is the way it should be to kind of draw us into that kit, to your work. So even though most of you guys may not be like, hey, I didn't ask you to critique my photography. It's just, if you're going to be, it's a different world out there. Most of you guys who are going to be competing are probably going to be competing online, like Chris said. So pay attention to those things. Just kind of up your game in photography as well.
Right.
Yeah. So all the mods were executed really, really well. Some of the scribing here and there is a little shallow. Some of the cleanup on the panel line is a little shallow, but most of the painting is very well done. Like very, very.
I think I like the decals too. Looks like Delphi's right in there.
Yeah.
Definitely. One thing, one of the things that stood out to me a lot was I know he said that this was kind of one of the new techniques he was learning, but some of the scribing is quite poor in places. You've got like
shallow,
not meeting to the end.
Yeah.
You kind of got like what looks to be a piece right here that goes this way and then this way, but it doesn't look like it was done on purpose. You've got a line here that kind of goes all the way up here for some reason, but it goes to the end on the other side. Like it's just certain things that are standing out. Very prevalent that this is his first time doing this.
And you can tell with all those mistakes, it's pressure. You're not letting the tool do the work.
Yeah, you got to let the tool just glide in there.
Yeah, no, it's it does feel counterintuitive. Like, I want to carve. Like, why won't I add pressure? But there, the chisel that you're working on is sharp enough and has enough weight that eventually it will start to scratch the plastic. It'll dig in on its own. So, don't kind of fight the instinct of applying more pressure, because the thing that I've noticed about a lot of people, a lot of builders, is they are very impatient and they need results quickly. The thing with stuff like this, with custom work, is you have to take your time. You have to let your tools that you've paid for do their job properly. So I mean, this is what
it's still really great.
So,
Yeah, I struggle with the same thing, guys. I literally struggle with the same thing where I just want to get it done. I mess up one line, I instantly go deeper.
The design sense for the scribe and panel work is really nice, though. Like,
absolutely,
really well done.
Again, this is another example of he knew what he wanted, like in terms of planned out what it is he was going to do. He drew these in. He's like, how should I separate these things? And it makes sense. Now, another thing that I kind of noticed with this is the decal placements can be a little iffy in some spots. Like this giant decal right here on the shoulder, it is at the very, very edge right here with this panel line right here, and it actually goes into this hole right here that he applied.
Now that's this panel line, right? And that panel line is kind of weird on top. How many times is that jig jag? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a stair step.
About 10.
Yeah.
I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So that's a little excessive.
It's a lot.
Props to him for getting it symmetrical.
It's decently symmetrical, but it's not even.
No.
But it's close. It's real close.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember if there's a photo where it's just straight on, but it is. You can just see a little bit of a
skew.
A little skew. Yeah, in terms of size. And then again, on this photo specifically, I noticed like right here. I don't know what happened right here.
Oh yeah, right. The paint.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
the paint right there.
Heartbreaking, man.
Yeah, it looks like this was lifted from a mosque, but at the same time, I'm like, well, this whole thing is
white. Yeah.
So I'm wondering what's going on there. And then
I think it could be from scribing and it not going well, so you're filling it in, and then not completely sanding it down.
But you can see the paint peeling.
It looks to me like it kind of looks to me like the paint pooled, right? A little bit, maybe. Kind of has a little bit of a pool feel to it, and maybe maybe I don't know, man. It does look weird. Maybe like scribed after paint and then enamel like liner under it, and it pulled it up. I think
it could be smudging too, because you could see like where he took a chisel to add that detail there, where you should. A lot of times, where especially when it comes to kind of parts of the head like that, you don't have to add those details there with the scribe. The panel liner is going to do that for you. It's going to add that detail there for you. So I can see where he messed up there. The chisel moved or whatever. And then when he was panel lining, there's smudging there going on, just not getting cleaned up.
I'm gonna make an educated guess and say that he did try to apply a panel wash to this, and then was a little too aggressive with the rubbing and
Yeah.
coming off.
that paint. Yeah.
I'm thinking it's super glue just because it bubbled. Like, only thing I could think is that, like, well, I don't know if the enamel would it really make the rest of the, what was it, maybe lacquer he painted in?
He
Make it bubble?
didn't specify. Yeah, so that's the problem. So I'm not sure whether this is a paint reaction or not. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're speculating here. So
and then here is another good example of cleaning up panel washes well. Like this, I mean, this is an example of not doing it well because you've got like a whole bunch of leakages here. This is not cleaned up properly. I'm not sure what's going on here
with
on
the paint there, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
little
the
bit-
masking.
yeah, and then just general stuff like makes it look not as clean as it should be. And I know he was going for a clean build here, and then here's that kind of weird decal application that I was talking about. Just little bits and pieces like that. Just they add up, but looks great from this distance.
Yeah.
Right.
And here's the back. You guys notice anything in the back? Again, it's all that panel lining. You got a bit of decal lift right here on the arm. Stuff like that. People notice that smudging right here. So I'm not sure what it is. Why it's smudging so bad? I'm guessing he didn't apply a gloss coat in between his paint layers, so the decal didn't, or the panel wash didn't flow as well as it should have. And then when he tried to clean it up, maybe it smudged. I'm not sure.
Or it's stained his paint.
Yeah, I mean that's entirely possible.
Thanks for jumping on, Ken. We went through yours already.
Yeah, Ken.
The very first one.
The man's at the beach, all right? He's
at the beach.
He's always
at the beach with that little one.
He's fine. He's fine. Nobody worry about it.
And then here is the a custom panel line where he didn't go deep enough. I mean, he didn't add any pressure to it. He just didn't go deep enough, and obviously his panel wash didn't go all the way through. And it's just shoddy application everywhere. And again, he did say that this was his first time doing a lot of these techniques.
Yo, phenomenal for day one. Phenomenal, dude. You did really great.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd rather see those kind of mistakes than never see someone attempt at all.
And the fact that you submitted to this show means you are looking to improve. Like you're looking to have these things pointed out and say, okay, so what is it that I need to improve on? And that I find that extremely admirable. That's awesome. So,
Definitely let the chisel do the work, man. Just glide in there, glide.
Yeah.
Clean it out, glide.
Yeah.
Great work. Good design sense. The foils in those ankles are a little off, but it's nothing crazy.
We don't. Which was in there?
Go to the photo before. Yeah, like the foil in there. Yeah.
It's again a little shoddy. Yeah.
Yeah, but
again, you can see here the panel washing.
Yeah.
Is that foil or is that like hand painted gold detail?
Oh, it might be. It looked real shiny to me. I was like, maybe that's foil.
It looks very yellow here, but looks red here.
Yeah, so it might be like a color shift or something.
I don't know. On that kit, are those supposed to be kind of like
no idea.
Bearing like which direction, what's right, what's left?
Right, like green and red or whatever. Like airplane.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty awesome for what it is.
Yeah.
I'll just say this much. Not having built the original kit, this looks modern as hell.
Yeah. For a kit from 2003, Will told us, it's really, really good work.
Good, yeah.
Robert Curtis says, thanks for putting the series up. Yeah, you're welcome.
No problem, Robert.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun, honestly.
It really is.
Yeah,
I learn as I do this too. It's
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna, while Chris pulls up the other one, the next one, I'm gonna add to what he said earlier. Is all of you guys who are submitting, whether it's for a feature and especially for critique, don't worry about how good or bad it is when you're submitting this, or when you're already considered a great builder in my eyes, because you're not only trying to do custom builds, but you're open to letting people look at it and tell you what's going on, what's good, what's not good, right? And learning from that. That's what separates you from mediocre builders. Like even people who do great things with their kits, if they're the kind of builder who are just like
Stagnant.
no feedback needed, no. Like you're a great builder. If you're submitting here and if you're into this, you're a great builder. So kudos to all you guys.
But yeah, John, all the under the hood work is phenomenal. Like all the proportion work, extensions, all that. Like he did great.
It's very hard to see. Like you can't see what he essentially did. And again, if you guys want to see, I mean, I know I follow him on Instagram. Check him out, like at MetCase. It's phenomenal. It is absolutely wonderful what he's doing. He's also like all of the more modern stuff that he's doing now. He's actually doing 3D printing like hands for Gunpla. It's like it's pretty great stuff, man. So definitely check him out. He knows. I mean, he definitely learned from this build, I think, and hopefully the stuff that we said right now hopefully helps him out.
Looking forward to seeing more. Hell yeah,
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
With that being said, I am going to switch it up a bit, and we are going to go for our first feature.
Feature.
Can I make myself some popcorn? Feature.
Good grief. Anyway,
personally want a hot dog, and I want a hamburger, and I want a box of milk duds. I want all the dance across my vision like sugar plum fairies.
Let's all go to the lobby.
With this first feature, I see him in the chat. So he's here.
Hey, great question in the chat.
I was just about to answer that.
Yeah.
This one right here?
Yeah. Submissions are closed at the moment, I think.
It is closed right now. It's because it's
there's a lot in there.
There's a lot like, and as you can see from we've already gone 1 hour. We're like what for 3 or 4?
Three.
Yeah.
We're
three down. So we want to give these builds the time that they deserve. So that's why if you guys think we're going a little too overboard, I think it would be an injustice to these people who submit to just kind of blaze through these. So I want to. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but Germ, we will open them back up after the next episode when we're caught up with all the 19 that we already have.
Right.
So they will open back up in a couple of weeks probably. Just come back here or follow one of us. We're usually posting about it at least once a week or once every other week.
Yep.
All right. So with this next one, I forgot to make a banner. So
but to answer the question, when submissions are open, you go to Chris Pab's profile on Instagram. He has a link there. You can submit.
Yep. It's at Chris_Pabs. The Pabs is spelled like that.
Z.
With a Z.
With a Z. With a Z.
Like a zebra.
Yeah.
Dan, I think maybe.
I think you're on the list, man.
Yeah.
Definitely on the list. So let's go ahead and get this guy out here. So for feature number 1, I see him in the chat. So let's go ahead and share that real quick. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and give his description. So this is Mr. John B. Instagram at Clean Builds Only, and his build name is the GM Spartan White Dingo Custom. Took my ideas, I'm a bitch.
Oh, nice.
He says the background to this is he says, when I discovered the GM Spartan resin kit, I immediately fell in love with the design. I was already a big fan of the GM Sniper 2 and still had a White Dingo version of it in my backlog. So I decided to grab the GM Spartan resin kit and do it up in White Dingo colors. In addition to the resin kit, I added my own little details throughout, including some scribing, plot plating, detail parts, and drilling. So with that being said, let's go ahead and, if I can find StreamYard again, there it is. Applications, boom, and share.
Oh yeah.
Man's went to work.
He definitely went to work. Now, there's a reason why this build won IPMS, right? I believe this one won IPMS.
I think it was a Sazabi.
Yeah, I think it was a Sazabi.
Yeah, look at that, man. That is phenomenal.
Clean as hell.
Now, for anybody that doesn't know, this is a GM Spartan resin kit from Simpro. And I believe also the 51. So if you guys can find either, they are the exact same resin kit. Pick it up because it's a great resin kit for sure.
Great color choices.
And I did not realize John was clean builds only. So my apologies, John. I mean, if I follow you and I see all your work, and I did not put the 1, 2, and 2 together, so my bad.
So opposite to the last one, if you would have used a dark background here, I feel like your details would have popped more.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit washed out.
Still,
Like a blue.
great build, beautiful
Yeah.
build.
Yeah, really, really beautiful build.
I'm not sure. I can't remember if the GM Sniper 2 has this, but did it have these kinds of hands?
Yes, it does.
It has the ones you put in. It doesn't have the moving.
Yeah, it has
The moving
the
hands, right?
fingers, the separate fingers that pop in and out.
Yeah, those are
It
custom.
has the
Oh, it comes with the moving.
yeah, the dingo does.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know that. There are some mold lines on the fingers.
Now remember, this is a feature.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
No, those hands, no,
I'm so sorry.
Julio, let me answer back on that, because I personally despise these particular hands for this for models because of all of the seam lines that are on it and how fragile they are.
And you usually lose a finger. You usually lose
totally.
a finger.
Oh God! Good grief! Yes. Oh my God!
Dude.
I spent.
Really good.
I remember building the high new, the Simpro high new, and I lost the pinky. It took me 4 hours to find it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Damn, John. If you took second to Child of Mecca,
Killer.
all right, we're gonna get into
Killer.
fucking critiquing this thing. All right.
Okay, yeah, are we going to critique mode?
Yeah, let's get into this.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's do that. Hold on. Let me just double check. Let me close this one. There we go. I had 2 open. My bad.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the first photo.
Yeah, and Miguel, Brian's already drinking.
He's been drinking.
The rest of us are not.
So that's why I thought it was a critique. Sorry, guy. But yeah, a black background or like a grayish background really would have popped a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I would have gone for like a navy blue or a shade lighter background with some background lighting hitting the background to
just a
obesity. Yeah, it would have
Even
been great.
even a gray, like a nice neutral gray, would have benefited this greatly because it's hard to see where the kit starts and the background begins.
The background ends, yeah.
Yeah. So but with that being said, the details that do pop are amazing.
Yeah, very much so.
I own this resin kit, no surprise to anybody. And some of the details that you've added to this thing are spectacular. Like this chest piece right here, I'm pretty sure is not.
Yeah, plated, scribed.
Definitely plated. And like those little kits right there are just little bits and pieces of it. And the holofilm on the eye, just chef's kiss.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and then the little piece of like little bullets right here, the little details that you've added.
The shit that's going on top. Sorry, the shit that's going on top of the shoulder. No, this venting detail or whatever that is. That
heat sinks.
Heated. Is that part of the resin kit or is that?
It is. I believe it is.
I'm unfamiliar with resin kit, so
I'm sure it's not.
That styrene pieces added.
Yes, I believe so.
Really great work.
If you can confirm.
He said some of them are builder parts.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, like even the what do you call this? The
heat sinks are 3D printed. Really dope.
Oh, okay, cool.
The scope right here, not the scope. Head cams right here. Ooh, just great detail.
Very much so.
And the cleanliness of the detail is what really strikes to me.
The man lives up to his Instagram name. Okay?
I did notice on the boxing scribing on the front skirt, like at the top pieces, a little bit of it is like shallow. Some of it's not as deep, just around there. Yeah, but that's minuscule, really minuscule. Yeah.
No, I know that everybody hates working on these hands, and I understand. But it would have benefited a lot to get rid of some of these mold lines right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few of these, very small thing, man. Very small.
Really small.
And I know they're a pain in the ass because they're that weird kind of rubbery plastic, and
it doesn't want. Yeah,
it's a pain in the butt. But usually sometimes it's worth it. And especially for a build this great, and then you look at that like, oh well. I mean,
minuscule.
Yeah.
Those damn hands.
The weapon work. phenomenal. Like the gray used for it is very like real world.
The
Really,
gray
like it.
with this metallic.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like 3 or 4 different shades in the weapon work, and I absolutely love that. I love the fact that because it does like because when you are handling armory, you're often painting and repainting it, and due to heat and environment, those shades do really come out in those weapons, even when they're clean.
Yeah.
The eggshell used to break up the color block.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal, man. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, I would have went gray, like something real stark.
Yeah.
That's good.
Usually you follow a flow of color, right? So
Hey, so zoom into that into those mags right there, maybe a little bit.
Mhm.
So some of that detail work there, you can see it's just right there exactly. Where that I believe go a little bit to the left. Your mouse.
The center of the piece. Yeah.
Yeah, that center. So it looks like that's not totally clean. We're like
I
to see
don't know what's going on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
it looks like just
The wash.
panel wash. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I really don't want to, but
I mean, if it's not even that it's an issue. It's something that can be handled.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Somebody changed the Teddy Ruxpin tape in the back of Pabst. He needs 2 lines.
I need more than 2.
The decal work, super super nice, man.
Yeah, really nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Is that one of those
flag
decals
coat
that actually
application.
says something, or is it one that says?
It says Earth Federation Force White Dingo Team Custom portion hatch door
No,
slides.
the text is just like.
This does say Stan Creer. So
Stan Creer.
Stan Creer, and and while we're zoomed in, I did notice a couple of silvering on
Yeah.
the
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the chest. There's a little bit of there in the lower part of the chest on that stripy dude. Oh, and then definitely on the shoulder.
yeah, that
Very
shoulder.
ogly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Almost
Almost
looks like he
Delpy, and it said Creer.
Creer, Stan
That's
Creer.
the first instance I've seen of that. No, wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you applied these decals like as
on
Off the
gloss or on. Yeah, because it doesn't look. I don't know. Looks weird.
Or are they stickers?
No.
No, they're Delpy, bruv.
Yeah.
They're Delpy?
Yes, this is in the chat.
Okay.
and then
Oh.
I noticed a little bit of texturing like in some parts
Yeah, right down there. You see along the edges there.
on the side right here. So I'm not sure what's going on there.
You see some glue on that plot plate or that styrene right there in the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you could have gone the Child of Mecha route and just kind of used a
Deepen.
45-degree angled knife to remove that excess.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Just
Oh, it's surface prep. You ain't saying enough. I feel
makes
you,
sense.
man.
Makes sense.
chisel.
And it's hard to get in that little corner.
Yeah.
Very
He's a beveled. He's a beveled chisel.
Yeah. Your whites, dude. Your whites are just off the chain.
Clean. Yeah. Super.
Look at this. Is this photo etch right here? I believe this is photo etch, right?
Photo etch or 3D printed.
This right here.
Might be 3D printed, dog.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is photo etch.
You did that photo etch? I've not seen a photo etch detail like that.
No.
I have.
Yeah.
Look at the bullet. I didn't even
Awesome.
notice that. Look at the round in the top of the magazine.
Yeah, they gold out.
That's great.
Yeah,
fucking
there's also a magazine on the or not a
Shoulder.
magazine, a bullet on the side, on the of the arm that has this.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, man.
That's sexy.
See, John Best photo etch. Boom.
Photo etch.
Oh,
With the kit.
Okay,
Okay,
no,
with
fine.
it.
I've not seen it.
Yeah,
So you
this is a dope kit. So you need a GM Spartan or a GM Sniper 2 and
Yes.
this resin conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
That's dope.
I also have it.
I do also have on this kit. Yes.
Oh, you have this conversion. You guys.
Mhm.
Oh, you guys.
But yeah, this backpack too, just amazing work, man. Amazing work. Like here's that bullet detail we were talking about on the arm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Just a couple. Yeah.
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 Just in case you need 3 more, it's right there.
Yeah.
It should probably be sideways, but you know,
I
just
absolutely
practicality. Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say like you
taking it to
probably
the
don't
full-
want your bullets to fall out?
And I love the fact that you painted your photo etch. I love the fact that you did that, because for some reason people are deathly afraid of painting their photo etch box, and I'm like, why? Like, there is a way to do it.
Look at that sexy metallic on those thrusters and the calves.
Yeah, I love it.
The whole bazooka holder is custom piece.
This right
to hold it. Yeah.
Let's look at that real quick. Oh, this one, like zoomed in. Yeah, this reminds me of a proton pack or something.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
You can see this yellow decal right here.
John, did you use magnets to get it to stick there? Like,
fucking magnets, how do they work?
Yeah, and again, so you can see a little bit of panel lining mistakes in the holes in the elbow pads where it's just missing in some places, where it's kind of a little bit thicker.
Yeah, got a little over dodged or whatever.
Yeah,
on these smaller ones right here, and then I did notice, and I'm guessing I've made the same mistake before. Fold your photo etch before you paint it, because you'll get stuff like this right here.
yeah. That's right.
The paint will not bend with the photo etch, so bend and then paint.
Yeah, and then you got a little bit of paint missing on back of that heel right there, where you see that gray added detail. Yeah, if you zoom in a little bit more, you can see where. You can see just a tiny bit.
Right side.
Yeah, right there.
The other one.
Right above your mouse, actually.
I'm talking about here.
Yeah, right there. That's what I was talking about.
Well, there, but go to the other foot. Yeah, right there too, and the other foot as well. If you see the heel, you definitely see a little bit of the gray, light gray, missing from.
Oh yeah, right underneath that photo etch part. Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you go to the middle of the backpack?
Yes, I can. What is going on with this decal right here?
Yeah, and like that.
And that weirdness of that resin prep. But you already talked about how you need to prep the resin a little bit more, dude. That's the problem with resin kits, is that it takes a lot of surface prep to get it to look. I mean, with anything too, if you're doing some serious custom stuff, like I with the little Neo's Young.
I get a lot of people making fun of me for the amount of primer I use for my builds, but that is exactly why. Because I do so much surface prep that I go through several layers of primer, sanding it off, putting it back on, sanding it off, putting it back on to get that smooth finish. I did the exact same thing to this wound wart, which you guys will see very soon. But apart from that, man,
it was a bad cast. I feel you, man. You cleaned it up real well, though.
Yeah.
No, it looks sexy. It's super sexy.
It's only you would have to be this close to it to actually pick that up.
I know you'd have to have it like have to be like this.
Yeah,
I would literally have to go
with a good light on it, like
with a good light, exactly. Yeah,
ain't nobody gonna see that.
This probably looks incredible in person. What?
Look at this hollow film application.
I know.
Beautifully smooth that is.
Yo, straight Halo 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Great stuff.
Mark 3 armor. Yeah, dude, seriously, phenomenal work. I am a big fan of your work. You've only just leveled up from this build, so
yeah. And I think the only reason this took second place is because this is a resin kit and some of those mistakes that are there. Tim, makes his own parts. They're not resin, so they're obviously just they're as clean as he wants to get them before he ever puts them on. Right?
Got chrome on it.
Yeah, and I like the separation too on the knife. There's a sharp edge versus the metal that the knife is made out of.
He's even got these blacked out.
Yeah.
Great work, man. Great work. Seriously, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right, so that was did I even put his banner?
Bill, clean builds only does not use chipping methods. But yeah, you're right. Like, it would have been a good opportunity to
thanks, John. Thanks for submitting. Thanks for letting us.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
get into it. It's been a pleasure.
So here it says, if I didn't show it earlier, here is his Instagram at clean builds only. It was like cleans builds. I misspelled it, dude. Holy crap.
Cleans builds.
Cleans builds.
I
am a very. I told you I'm tired.
He can edit it. It's
Miguel, maybe I started drinking way before.
John, if you want to just put it on your on chat in chat at clean builds only. There's no S in between clean and builds. So
yeah.
So
Really great work, man.
Yeah, that non-dude's looking sexy.
All right, let's move on to the next one real quick. We gotta start blazing through a little bit. It's on these. All right, so next one we have is.
Sorry, Bill.
What'd you guys say? What did you say?
He's like, I just got here, so I ain't know.
It doesn't have to be clean build only. John is clean builds only, and John only makes clean builds, so no chipping for John.
Yeah.
All right, so next build we have is another critique. This is by Miguel Crespo, aka at Gunpla Noob. I believe he submitted the last episode. Didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. All right, cool, awesome. So let's go ahead and get this up there, and then I will give you guys a description of what it is he is trying to make here. If I can go back to StreamYard. God, I wish somebody else would do this one. That'd be great. All right, there we go.
Hey.
Let's go put his banner up. Boom. All right. So his description of this build is the MG Hyaki Shiki Crash. So this was his first custom paint job, and then I'll quote him. I wanted to try my hand at a matte black finish kit with small accents throughout. After painting one leg, I realized that I didn't like the look of the blue and red together. At that point, it was already too late, and I had to make the rest of the kit match. In retrospective, black with silver/gold details would have gone better with what I initially envisioned. The idea for the orange shoulder came from the Star Wars Clone Trooper Commanders, where I used a fluorescent orange. It ended up being my favorite detail on the kit.
Yeah.
I agree. A lot more of you guys need to use orange when you guys are painting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Can you explain why?
It's just the color, when done right, it just adds such an amazing kind of pop of color to whatever kit you're working on. And you don't see many orange builds out there. You don't see many people use that color in Gunpla. But when you do see it done right, you're just like, just kind of taken back by it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very striking color, and it's a color you don't see on Gunpla or Mech often. But when you do, and it's done right,
yeah, exactly.
It lends itself to contrast really well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of the color shoulder.
So, what do we think of the rest of this kit? Now, first of all, I love the Hyakushi Crash.
Yeah. I think the flat black came out really, really nice. Like, it's good, even, coating. I don't think like pure black. I don't know. It doesn't, like, the color blocking isn't there for me. If it would have been like a really, really dark gray and a black, like segmented, I think it would have popped a lot more. But it's a nice, good, even coat on everything. Like, good application.
So your checks notes.
Sorry,
that's a lot of black.
And again, and I get it. I know I actually have a kit as well that I painted mostly black with some reds when I first started out, because the thought of having
in there though.
Suit, you're like, it's so intimidating and it's a badass thing. But then when you look at it when it's done painted, you're like, I can't see any of the badassery here, right? So I get the want to make a black kit.
Yeah.
I do like all the little color pops. That's like actually the first note that I have is like a little heart, and then it says color pops next to it. So I take weird notes. Yeah, you've got purple, you've got red, you've got orange, you've got blue.
I think
but
this
I would have liked. I'm sorry, I would have liked to see a little bit of panel lining there at the bottom of the frame and those front skirts. Those recesses. I feel like that would have made those guys like shine a little more. They look a little, like they were masked and painted.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think this would have benefited more from a lighter shade of blue than the blue that's being used here.
I see what you're saying.
Slightly lighter, just because since you are using black, just I think a little more contrast on that end. I think a lighter shade of blue would have helped you more. I would say. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree or not, but for me anyway, since you're using such a stark color, a big pop of contrasting color would have helped.
That's true.
Yeah.
That blue does have a good like aqua not quite turquoise feel to it. Like it has a little bit of brightness, but yeah, perhaps if it was like a powder, it was like more of a like if there was a drop of fluorescent light blue in there with that other blue mixed in, just to kind of help cheat the color a little more bright.
Yeah. Could you guys imagine if this edge of this part of the shoulder was like that, like a light fluorescent blue, or even this blue right here?
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
so much more, and then you put like details right here on like this inner piece right here.
Throwing some color in the head would have been great.
Oh, yes,
there is a little bit, but it's kind of muted. I feel
it might be more apparent in the next, like in his other photos, but I am not seeing such things. First of all, I love the purple. I mean, no surprises there, I guess.
Get out of here.
It does feel a little out of place on the backs of the hands. Like, I get it's a color choice, especially since you have the purple at the bottom of the feet. I just feel like it's. I'm not sure why they're on the back of the hands. Like, is there?
Well, if there was maybe if they were on the back of the hands and like there was another accent on like the elbow, further up on the forearm or something like that, that might help tie some of that. But then you're dealing with a purple kid as opposed to a black kid.
Yeah. So Bill Rushlam says I would add that purplish. I would add that the purplish blue clashes. What about adding a filter to bring out detail and bring it into a more cohesive color spectrum? Do you guys agree with that?
Not entirely, because black goes with anything. I think I don't know. It's in a weird spot. Like if it would have been brought out into another area, it's not that it clashes. It's that spot of color. The color blocking isn't there.
It's a big ass chunk of purple right in the fucking all this. It kind of, if it was maybe broken up a little bit, put a panel line in there, pop a gray square in there too. Any little thing.
Yeah.
All the detail painting in the body is really nice, though.
The red in there, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Now I think that this would have benefited you. This would have benefited this build a lot since you went with a stock black. If you had gone with a lighter shade of metallics for your frame, because I noticed you did go for a metallic right there. If you had made your frame mostly this color and then used this darker metallic as an hour, imagine how much your frame would have popped.
Yeah.
Black.
Mm-hmm.
And
color blocking.
That would have given you more variation and would have drawn your eye to certain pieces more. Since it is a very darkly colored suit, and again, your pops of color are helping with that, but it's very sparse. Like I'm looking at your purple feet, and then all of a sudden it's all mostly black, some gold right here, and then a dark frame, and then all of a sudden purple on the hands, and then purple. It's like it's your distribution of your pops of color don't flow very well from head to toe. So, yeah,
it's well done though, well applied.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Some color in that face. Like if you had a purple, just mouth face mask right there.
I mean, even if you kept this
orange,
if you kept this thing like the mouth black and then this part black, but this front piece right here a different color.
Oh yeah,
it would have popped so much, like so much.
Truth.
I'm not a big fan. So here's a thing about me. I'm not a big fan of having the mouth plate being a different color from everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Like it's like it doesn't look. I don't know. I'm not sure why that. I'm not a big fan of it yet. Like it's hard for me to explain. I just think it's not cohesive. I don't know.
Oh, Miguel, this all matches. Like it all goes with the black and the purples and the oranges go well together. It's just the blocking of it in different areas. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's like trying to find that. You're trying to find the flow of it. So as you're looking down a kit. Or as you're looking down the color scheme, you're like there are big blocks of different colors, but then there are pops. You should be pops of your content. Hold on, somebody is
echo. It might be Z.
Yeah, Z, your feedback. There you go. All right. Awesome.
Yeah, we're getting some feedback from you.
Yeah. So so like you want that flow of having your big blocks of color, but then having those pops of contrasting colors, greet you as you're on your way down, and with for this one, it's most of your pops of color are up top. So you're looking at the orange, the orange shoulder, the red parts of the chest, and then and then as you work your way down, you get less and less of that. So you're looking down and go, okay, so it's mostly black, torso, mostly black legs, and then all of a sudden you get a pop of color on the bottom of the feet. So it's like, you're losing the attention of the person looking at your kit from the torso down to the feet.
It's also something that's very easy to remedy because you could just pop those knees off of there, like the knee armor off, and add some color to that, and finish it off, pop them back onto your kit, and you've got yourself a snazzier, like beautiful. It's already beautiful, but like just another step up.
And this isn't. I'm not saying that this isn't a bad thing, because this is
not at all.
Like I love the solo orange shoulder. I love the red parts of the chest, and again, big fan of Flapple. So, I do actually like what you've done here. I just think that distribution of your different pops of colors would have helped more. Like the blue on the legs here, is, since it's so sparse, it's lost on that black. So, if it would have benefited a little bit more if you had a little bit more variation of
That red
those
looks so good though.
The red looks really good.
Yeah,
really. Oh, good.
Look at these Optimus Prime abs right here.
Dude, that looks so good.
It's a shame that you have the weapon in front of him blocking all that.
Yeah, a nice like neutral stance to show the details of this thing would have been really nice. But,
True, yeah. If you were doing presentation photos, do a front, do a back, and then do some style.
Yeah, this is great. I love this photo right here. I mean, I know you can see the trees and stuff in the background.
I'm hella jealous of that backyard.
Yeah, but like I love that the kit is in focus. The weapon at the front of the weapon is out of focus, and again, sense of depth. This obviously kind of, you're not getting the sense of scale because you're seeing things that are bigger than it all over the place. But the posing is great. The composition is good, and yeah, phenomenal.
And the build is great. The build is very clean. The basics of building, you've got them down to a science. It looks like there's. I know we all kind of talked about the colorway and how things are clashing and not clashing, but as far as the basics, spot on, man.
Please don't take what I'm saying as like this is not good, because it is.
This is good.
It's a great build.
Yeah,
especially for your
really
first time, custom colors. Very good stuff, man. I'm just saying, if you improved the flow of the colors from head to toe, it would have been better in terms of distribution of it. But other than that, man, like really good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys don't follow him, at
New.
Thank you again for submitting.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
Yes, sir.
So
You make good stuff.
you make good stuff. So please
You're
follow.
incredibly nice.
Yeah. All right.
Bill has a point. A lavender on that would look nice instead of being so like starch purple.
Like if that kit
Full value.
was done in the colors of Jay's Mackinac,
Ooh,
it would have been fucking
Yes.
insane.
yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So with that, let's go on to the next one. If I can find him, because that would be sweet. All right. Here we go. Open it. It's hard, man.
There's a Z and ZD.
I gotta skip tabs and ZZ over here and stuff. All right, so with this next one, his name is Kyle, not Mr. Clueless. Hopefully you feel better soon, my friend, because he's kind of sick right now. But all right, so let's go on. His name's Kyle. Instagram is at Zeme Factory, and then I'm gonna pull up his build and application, boom, right there. And then we'll add his banner right here. Oh, where is his banner? Can't find his banner right now. So it's at Zeme Factory. I'll add it in a second while we're talking about his build. But his description goes, I tried but couldn't think of a fitting name, so he doesn't have a name for the build. This was his first attempt at fully painting a kit, and was the most painting he has done in his entire life.
Hey.
And then to quote him, he says, "My idea behind the build initially was a simple white / gray scheme, but scratched it for the royal look. I think some more consistency throughout the scheme would have helped the busy look that I didn't really shoot for, but lessons learned. I also didn't love how the metal parts turned out. Any tips there? I didn't modify the kit in any way, but I did fab up the Mana Eye from some Mana and blended a few seam lines. I've only really done snap builds / rushed weather junkers up to this point, so this was a completely different challenge. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated, and we'd love to learn more.
Really nice. I like the colorway.
Yeah.
Application's a little spotty. I don't know if you're hand painting. I don't, because some of it looks like it might have been hand painted.
I think it was all hand painted.
It's all. If this is all hand painted, you're doing really, really well.
That's what I read from looking at it, like super zoomed in.
Yeah, but so you did a good job. Some of the paint needs like thinner layers because it looks chunky here and there.
Right there by the cursor. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Washy. You can see the black primer or whatever below that metallic silver. That's just, it's tough to paint metallics because you want to paint it and then paint it again, but you got to let that thing dry slow and low. And then come and hit it in a day or two because you're going to reactivate it and wipe it right off, man. It happens to me all the freaking time, and I get mad at myself every time, and I still do it.
Yep.
You can't get mad at anybody but yourself. Like
yeah.
I do like your color scheme here. Like this color scheme is great. It does give it a very regal vibe, right? So you got your royal blue, your golds, your metallic reds, your silvers. So I think the color scheme is great. And as these guys have mentioned, the application just needs a little bit of work. Did he say if it was hand painted completely or not?
I don't know. I'm estimating from looking at it.
Okay.
If you look inside, you can look inside the shield here, and it looks very much hand painted. You can look
didn't get enough layers in there.
It looks like that. All looks, even the navy even looks a bit hand painted too. Like you can see it there on the inside. It's probably a check in the skirt, but
Yeah. But still really good color scheme.
It's a lot. Hand painting is not easy.
It is definitely.
I hand painted a Zaku and I was like, never again.
I think definitely. So in terms of painting metallics, it's all about the waiting game. So essentially, you're just wanting to put layer upon layer. Once each layer essentially dries, like you can't. If anybody who has more experience in hand painting than me, please chime in. But I feel like what I personally do is, once you put that black glossy undercoat done, you apply your first layer, you wait it out, and then you start applying the second layer once that thing feels more or less tacky.
Right? Yeah, since you're going for like full coverage, you got to go thin layers. As soon as that first layer you think is dry, try to apply another, but definitely don't rush it.
Right.
At all.
Yeah.
You're just gonna smudge all your paint.
Yeah, I find that with metallics for whatever reason, specifically, like even just using whole value paint straight out of the bottle, acrylics, it will re-wet and move some of that. So I gotta either you gotta dab and flood it so that it's got like a floody, like a thin enough but floody viscous thing that's over the top of it that can coat it and then let that thing dry slowly, or you gotta Julio and Pab are saying it's slow and just thin and wait.
Yeah, and if you want hand painting and going to continue,
it's hand painting.
Hand painting. Yeah, it is hand painted. I know a lot of people hate it, but thinned out enamels actually are amazing for hand painting.
Right.
Very forgiving in that sense, and even some lacquers, like metallic lacquers for hand painting, thinned out enough are very forgiving in the sense, right? So try switching if you are using acrylics to hand paint with.
Right. Yeah.
So let's talk about the third. I know he wanted some tips on how to paint thrusters, the verniers. Let's take a look at those and see where he thinks he messed up here. And
I think the best photos we can get are these ones right here. The back if he's talking about the backpack and the shoulder stuff. The blue, the metallic blue he applied here is pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, they shine. They have they're nice and even for the most part. They did a pretty good job here. It's mostly just the other metallics that are kind of fading you here a little bit.
The
this
edges on this are a little rough, right?
Yeah,
like you pointed right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So just be diligent in terms of coverage. Be patient, and I hate it when I say that to anybody who builds, because patience is it for a lot of us our worst enemies here, because we want to get this done. We want the complete thing in front of us and looking at
Mhm.
it looking great and nice, but without that putting in that time and being patient and waiting, waiting to not touch it and stuff like that, like you're going to get stuff where your application is going to look shoddy.
Yeah.
So you might want to think about how badly do I want this to look the absolute best that I want that it can be, and then weigh that in with how much time are you willing to wait to get that to look the way you want it to look.
Hmm. Very much so.
Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah.
You've got
Especially-
nothing but time in this
especially-
hobby. Yeah, go ahead.
Especially with the gunmetals and the silvers, like those pigments aren't as large, I would say, as the gold. Like the gold has good coverage, but the silver is a bit thinner and looser. So more and more coats, slow coats, it would have really popped.
I mean, the biggest example for me is like this gold right here on the sides cut. Like you can see the application of it, like where it was thicker on one side, like as he was painting it.
Hmm.
The streak, it's right there. Yeah, it's very apparent.
It almost looks like one of those things where he went to brush a gold stripe down that, and he just picked up the paint and pulled it all away.
Right.
Because it was like rushing. Because that's happened to me.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
So I looked
all the time, dude. All the time for me. Yeah. Anytime
So
I pick up a paintbrush, and I go, God, like why?
Why?
those
Why?
little Vulcans on the SD Sinanju. I brush painted those, and just to like, because you're in there and it's like nothing, and everything is like, oh my god.
Yeah, but a great eye. You've got a great eye for adding details. Like you can top to bottom. There's not a single spot on this kit where it looks like you didn't look at it and ask yourself, what can I add here? Like how can
Straight
I paint it?
I do,
Right.
I do agree with Rushon here. With his second comment about it, like he says, without scribes, the gold has a tendency to get lost in the grays. Now I do get that this guy hasn't. This is his first custom paint job, right? So he's only ever really done
It's the
snap.
most painting he's ever done. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's gone into the territory of scribing, but just for the fact that he was able to, I mean, if we zoom in here on the some of the gold painting right here, like I mean, the fact that he was even able to pick this out as well as he did is a good job in itself. So, yeah, well done, dude. I mean, like I understand the amount of work that that went
That's a
into
hybrid too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like this big.
Yeah.
It's little.
It's a tiny boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this
Really
photo.
good work though. Yeah,
Um,
that's a good one.
I think it's I could be wrong. I mean, I think it's on the bigger side of the IBO high grades. If it's, is it the iron?
Grays?
Is it
It's
the grade or the
grays.
grade iron?
It's just the grays.
It's just
Okay,
a
yeah.
grade.
That is smaller than, yeah.
One thing I did notice on the gun is that seam down the middle.
Which photo would you?
Oh yeah, and there was some.
The first
some talk
that
about-
one works there too. Yeah, like I don't know if it popped or you just didn't try to seam that one up, but that definitely is something you can totally work on.
And the ammo clips too. Kyle had mentioned something to us in chat earlier today about, you see those little indents, those little cutaways right there on the magazines.
Yeah,
How that's really kind of bled over the edge.
yeah,
We want to talk about that reverse wash sort of technique. I think.
Yeah, so I think I
Absolutely.
mean if nobody knows the reverse wash technique, you essentially take a well, I mean here's the problem with trying to give him advice on using the reverse wash technique. I don't know if he's using all enamels, all acrylics, and then applying enamel. Like what it's difficult, but essentially what I do is I apply a layer of the metallic lacquer, and then apply a gloss coat over that, and then I apply an enamel coat over that, and then clean up the spot that I want to clean up with an enamel thinner. And none of my coats underneath would be affected by that, since it's a different type of paint. It's a different kind of heat.
different solvent. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, it's hard to give him that kind of advice because I'm not sure what he's using.
I think this is all acrylic. it seems like it's all acrylic. The metallics would have had denser pigment if it were enamel.
Mhm.
I think so. I think it might be all acrylic. Not sure.
Yeah. So if that is the case, what I would recommend to Zine Factory would be to if he's still painting with
By
acrylics,
hand.
or if he's painting by hand, paint your base colors. Let that dry for a very very long time, and then look and see if you can find like a spray can of a clear that you're able to apply without um, chemically affecting your acrylic paints, and then that way you have that nice and kind of set and secure, and then you can start applying your details more confidently without it kind of and you're able to remove those details without it affecting your base color. So that's I guess that's one way to do that. But yeah, I mean, I am not the hand painting expert. I'm terrible at hand painting. I was really even proud of applying like the red paint to the wound like by hand.
Tans.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like
And-
what John says is absolutely true. It requires a lot of resolve and determination.
I like how John's avatar is now on Z's face, so that's
Yeah.
his face now.
This is really great work for your first time.
Absolutely.
Really, really great work.
Props to you, man. There is not a single surface here that isn't painted. So well done for that. And
Very well done.
Yeah, definitely. So if you guys aren't following him, please follow him at Zine Factory. Check him out. And hopefully he continues this work, and hopefully we
He's only going to get better from here.
absolutely, man. Keep going. Just keep
Keep
painting.
pumping away. Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep making
absolutely.
stuff.
That's
Hell
right.
yeah. All right. So
We
with
lost
that,
Brian.
yeah, he stepped off for a little bit. So with that, I think now that we're kind of halfway through, let's go ahead and do our second feature. I don't know if he's still here, and we all know who this guy is. I can just grab his info real quick. So let's see here.
There's Brian.
Yeah, is he back? Is he back?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool. All right. So, Brian, since you missed it, I am doing our next feature.
Okay.
So I'm just going to copy and paste this info here. So this is our good friend, Mr. Mikkel.
Hey, what up, Kel?
Hey, what up, Mav?
I know this build.
What up, Mav? I'm gonna shit on this thing right now.
Listen.
Listen.
You're gonna showcase the shit out of this thing.
Yeah.
It's 3D printed.
So let's go ahead and share his work in progress photos of this thing. And we all know, if you guys don't follow Mikkel, aka Mr. Maverick176 on Instagram, aka is it
Mavericks.
Because that's
Mavericks.
Yeah,
Because
Mavericks.
that's what he put on the submission form. I just copy and
I'm
paste.
sure that's a sloppy fingers on Mav's part.
Bit of a typo, if you will.
So I like that.
Oops. Let me fix that real quick.
It's Mavericks Gunpla out of Minnesota.
So
Sorry.
here's a work in progress photo of this thing. So he did do a wonderful kit badge of this Barbatos. So once we get to his next photo, why won't I switch over to? It won't switch to the other photo. Are you serious?
What?
Hold on. What is happening here? There's a whole bunch of them. Let's go ahead and open this one up. Did that work?
It
Is
did
still-
not.
is it still-
It did not.
Okay, hold on.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
You need to get
Son of a- I need some dessert now. Hey, there it is.
Ooh, buddy.
I do wish he would have sent me larger photos of this because you can tell it's a screenshot. Like, Miguel, you own this damn kit. Send a photo of it.
He's gonna be like, man, you know I ain't got time for that. I got these daughters, I got this wife, I got this mother-in-law. Which is not that's actually the truth in the situation.
The color choices are phenomenal.
I love what he did to this thing. I mean, I'm
Very
a
much
big fan of the Barbados already, but these shoulders, man, just I mean, they're the biggest thing that you see. The first thing you look at is like, holy crap, these shoulders are.
Are they from
I've seen this thing too.
what do you call it? They're from a Hama?
I think so.
Are they?
No.
No?
They are. I don't think they are.
Oh, just like no, those are different pieces. But I think some of it's from
Bunch of
Bahama.
different pieces.
No?
It's like skirt components and.
Bill,
it's
you can
about-
leave whenever you want.
And then we've got the Ungala saying,
burn on Pepsi. Getting Nanju vibes from
Definitely,
Yeah.
it definitely has some Nanju. Yeah, the shoulders could maybe. I mean, I don't know what they're from, but definitely get that vibe. I agree.
I absolutely love that anything I put on like the comment thing, it's usually a face, and it's now Z's face.
Yeah, what the fuck? Put me in a different order. I want to show my face, damn it. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, again, for some reason, it's not changing the photo for me. So I keep having to close the thing and then stop sharing and reshare, and then it's a pain in the ass. But we'll do that.
It's a pain in the ass. I got a haircut, guys. I got a haircut. While you can't see me, I cut all my hair off.
There you go.
Put up another comment.
Put up another comment.
Look what you see. You look so good with those sunglasses on, Z.
For real.
I see that haircut. Very nice. Very
Oh, yeah,
nice.
but yeah, Mikhail, seriously, dude, this is my favorite build of yours. Like, I don't know if he's still watching or not. If you on, I'm just gonna say anyway, man. This is great work. I'm a big fan of Barbatos. I love the work that was done to these shoulders because man, this is this is
Side skirt, front skirt.
Oh snap! All right, yeah, I think me and Z read that at the same time.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm going to give the Dundee the Oscar for
the
tonight.
Dundee?
The Dundee, the Dunder Mifflin, the Dundee to Miguel. Round of applause, sir. Yes.
So to be more on a more serious note, it has to be submitted.
Oh, I'm going to submit my video then, my rants.
Yeah, dude. Mikhail,
yeah.
I think that those are What they're skirt parts, right? That are on the shoulders.
I feel like some of them are like this looks
I
very.
think that those are originalized. It almost looks like IBO originalized Julia.
Oh, the regular.
Oh, Reagan lays.
Regulars, yeah.
Reagan Lays. Sorry, regionalized. Yeah, there you go. I'm American. Oh yeah, Reagan Lays, Julia or Julietta. Or no, it's the Julia for Julietta. I don't know. I hate that character, but I love the match. She's so much. She's such a pawn. All right. Anyway, I'm done.
Just a quick note. So the Ingawa says need a technical host in the background serving up the images so perhaps can focus. So once we are more established, like in terms of the show, and we like for example we have a guest because it's not just always going to be the 4 or 5 of us.
They can't always just block my face all the time.
We'll figure you out at some point. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll sit in the back and I'll do all this stuff for everybody and we'll let everybody have their spotlight and talk and stuff like that. So once we are more established and we start getting guests in, then I'll be the technical host in the background. So
There we go.
yeah. All right, well, cool. Yeah. So he didn't give me a lot of photos. He did send me like a G drive of this thing, but for some reason I cannot find the link. So I'm sorry, Mikhail, if you're here or if you're watching. So, but
Did
yeah,
Mikhail want to critique him or feature him?
this
Feature.
It's a feature.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a feature. Yeah, we're not taking that.
I got it. I love the big shoulder vibe. I mean, I love the Providence, big shoulders, right? Krios, big shoulders. I love kids with big fucking 80s style shoulder pads and shit. Yeah.
he said shoulder so many times in like the last 20 seconds.
Because this thing is like 80% shoulders. He said it's ugly.
Yeah, I really like the work you did in the waist skirt and in the center portion. Really came out nice, man.
Yeah. No, Mikhail, I'm not like I like to think that I am honest. I don't lie. Especially
This is the one-
build. I like this build a lot.
This
It's
is
very
the build you
cool.
brought to IPMS, right? Mav, you brought this to IPMS last year.
Yeah,
CritiQual last April.
yeah. He brought it to Replicon too.
And Replicon, yeah, I missed Replicon, but
Yeah,
was it-
it's definitely different. It's different, man. Like most people, I could bash the Barbie, and I basically took all of the 100 Barbies and just took different random parts to make the Barbie I'd like to see. This is so different. It's great.
It's hard for me to take photos from G Drive and move them over because I can't share G Drive on
From a plum kit?
from StreamYard. Oh, what's a plum kit?
I don't know what a plum kit is, brother.
It's 3D. I told you, it's 3D.
Yeah. So
Really great work, man.
Maverick 176 Facebook Mavericks Warehouse.
Mavericks Warehouse.
Yes,
you know
really,
what you
really great
find?
work.
Not Mavericks.
Mavericks.
Before you retired, you are retired.
You
I
just
will
did,
let you retire. You're
you're
not
just on hiatus for a bit.
No.
Oh, I can
Let's
see
send
your
you all these metal parts for you to retire, you wise guy. No.
All right. So we I don't know what to say after that. You're not retired. You shut your face. All right. So let's go ahead and get rid
This
of
vein in my forehead tells me that you are not retired.
That's the you ain't going nowhere vein.
Is Miguel's in Minnesota. Not Miguel. Mikel is in Minnesota.
Nah, he's in Long Island.
I thought he was.
Matt-
he was on the East Coast.
Yeah, he's on Long Island. He's just right up. No, I was saying Avericks from Minnesota because it was MN Avericks.
Oh, gotcha.
It was a dad joke, but I ain't got no kids, so it's all dad jokes, no kids.
All right. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to the next critique because we're running out of time.
Yeah, 5 down.
Yeah, 5 down. Okay, next one. So this one is a build by one Mr. At Mekameki on Instagram and Facebook. Mekameki. And then I'll go ahead and just read this off while I try to. I'm just gonna share the image first and then talk about or read out his description of it. So I think this is the best first picture to start out with. Yeah. All right.
Yay!
So his description of this build is: thought I'd do an 80s inspired build. The Zeta was released in the 80s, so I found it appropriate. Modified a few aspects of it, such as the head, gave it a new fin and a visor, some seamline removal here and there too. I normally go for a weathered and more grounded approach for my build, so this was a nice change of pace. So what do we think?
I love.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
really.
retro. I like the color. I like that little detail of that white stripe kind of going down the back, and the way it changes. So it gives me a very Megatron kind of color.
I was gonna say Galvatron.
Galvatron, exactly. But I like the fact that you see that white stripe in the middle. It's very,
a soft pink stripe. It's really,
really
nice.
Yeah, and it's very indicative of that look that he was going for. I like that.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Really great work.
Guy Daigogi has it right.
Gonna meet Miami Vice.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
Vice Gundam.
See, I feel like I should have put this just after Jessica's because they do follow a very similar theme.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I mean, they both have like kind of that retro wave.
It's cool. We can come back to it.
No.
Yeah, Veteran's got a little bit of vaporwave on it. I like there's looks like there's some nice subtle shading going on in the.
Yeah, I feel like I see some shading there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, around the leg right here is very apparent right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just looking at that right now.
I know that he mentioned adding a new face mask, but I don't like it. It kind of makes the face very long. Like there's too much space in between the eyes and where the face mask starts. I'm not 100% sold on it. So
I feel you.
yeah. Another thing is I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but he has detail on this shoulder, but not on this shoulder.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
And you see the eye. You see that the eye to my left, missing some color there. But the
It
other
looks
one
like
is
he
not.
has holofilm on there, but they're not applied.
And it's very flat. Like they look sunken in.
Yeah. No, I don't know if this was like the original high grade Zeta or not. I'm not 100%.
Possibly. No, I honestly don't know.
Like like little things like what's happening over here.
Gunfly in Miami says, "I heard vaporware, so I came." Yes.
Nice.
It's a bit too much information there.
That'd be me.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about, like, you see here, it's kind of like blue shading on the purple, where in other places you see like
Right, yeah.
brownish shading.
This red line bothers me.
I
Yeah,
think
the
it was
brown-
supposed
brown-
to be red panel line, brown panel line.
Yeah.
Um,
I almost wonder if it's those shading pencils from
The the AK or even a Tamiya like weathering.
If you go down to the knees, like one of the and like it got sanded off. I'm guessing the block, on the right leg. Yeah. Like a good scribe around there would have really made that pop.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like it looks like he didn't primer before he applied this white. Because I mean I don't know what's going on here, but I can kind of see the red through the white.
I see what you're
Oh
saying.
right, yeah.
So I think definitely primer is your best friend when it comes to creating a very contrasting color scheme. Different colors of surfaces, different primers, but definitely prime. At least prime gray. And that'll help you remove stuff like this happening. So like colors going through white. White is very
I get how hard it is to make a cleaner build when you are used to doing weathered builds. So kudos on that.
And this is all stuff you wouldn't see unless you were here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to see some more color separation, because right now the entire kit is just purple.
Break up the purple.
Yeah, bring it up a little bit. I like the fact that, I mean, obviously this is more of a maroon, like a dark purple.
Oh, the backpack.
Yeah, the backpack. Like it's. I mean, it's not gray or anything. It's not black. It's like
Right.
a purple. I mean, if you had used that, like say on this like panel right here, or on this part right here, it would have broken up like the full purple
Color block. Yeah.
I did also notice a seam line right here that was not removable. Was removed on this side, but wasn't on this side.
Or popped.
Or it popped, yeah. So it could be one of those two things. And then, again, like little things like coverage of the paint was a little shoddy on this.
I think that's on purpose.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah, I think
because
it's on
it's
purpose.
shown on the back of the heels too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it. I see what you're
It
saying.
really, and it bleeds into that tone on the foot, and when it's transformed, it all looks like it works together.
Yeah.
When you get there.
Cool. All
Hey,
right.
Babs, block my face again with a question from Gunfly in Miami.
Boom. Look at he has a helmet now. Gunfly Miami, you can submit builds. So on my Instagram bio, there is a link to that will take you to a Google Forms. Right now, it is closed just because we have an alarming amount. Well, not alarming, but too many builds to do in one episode, so we have to kind of split this into two. But I will be opening those up again very soon. Opening up the form again for submissions very soon. So just keep an eye on my stories and stuff, and you'll see that.
We all circle the wagons and get that shit going.
Yeah. But yeah. Let's see here. Then the weapon. I didn't see the weapon yet. So
yeah. And the other thing I'm noticing here is, and I'm not a big fan of a lot of decals on my kits either. But this is one of those kits that I think the decals would have added some nice details here, where everything is just kind of purple and white.
Right, because it's so purple. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Would have been more interesting to look at certain parts with it.
Yeah, like you look at the boosters, they're just the fuel tanks, boosters, whatever you call them, are just like plain white. That's it.
Yeah, they're milk bottles hanging off the backpack.
Yeah.
The baseball
badge. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But once it's in wave rider mode,
that's the money shot. I think that's like almost it was built for.
As at that thing, man. That is beautiful. Like if you had this blue and other spots, and do you guys see the gradation there, or like
Oh, and do a little cut copy.
a little bit of
So-
blend, yeah, on the radome.
Yeah,
Um,
I like that.
fantastic stuff, man.
Yep.
That's
And that purple accent on the back of that radome as well, because it's like got the
Yeah.
gray stripe, majority of it, and it's got the purple stripe on the backside too.
yeah. And again, here's your two purples right there. That would have been.
Yeah, that's the. There's your color separation. That's
Yep.
good, man.
Oh, look at that. So,
Yeah, it's real nice. Wave Rider's real nice.
It almost feels.
see it.
Sorry, I almost feel like it was painted for this.
yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at the again. He's got that black blending on the inside of this thing, and I didn't notice that on the pictures of it in.
Zeta form?
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
that's because that stuff, like basically those
Yeah,
boys
way
are
down.
down almost, so they're kind of hard to without
Really
like
great
shining
work.
light or bouncing off of a card or something.
Yeah.
yeah. I think this is one of those things where he definitely built this for Wave Rider.
I agree.
It is really gorgeous in Wave Rider.
I mean,
And
his front cover is the Wave Rider.
right. Yeah, exactly. And again, doing clean builds is a lot harder than it looks. So if anyone has ever attempted to do a very clean build, like we looked at the sniper earlier,
Try to
other than for Pabs here, most of us fall short of perfection. And so kudos for trying, and it's a phenomenal job for the first time.
Putting in the work. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, if you guys don't follow him at Mekamaki on Instagram, Facebook, Mekamaki, dude, I can't wait to see more of your stuff. If it's anywhere like this, I mean, the fact that you even focused in on the Wave Rider mode and not like the robot mode of this thing is I think quite unique, because not a lot of people think about like the alt mode of transforming kits. So yeah, good job, man. I mean,
Really nice. Really, really nice.
Yeah, and the fact that it can transform and not have any like paint chipping and kind of like just the damage
yeah.
is that's awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it translates really well.
Good stuff. All right.
Miguel, if we get enough submissions going weekly, yeah, who knows? We might do it weekly.
Maybe that's a definite maybe. It really depends on people who are tuning in and submitting and stuff like that, because I mean, if we don't have a lot of submissions, what's the point of doing it weekly?
Yeah.
Like, why we have a buffer in between each episode to just give people enough time to submit, or if they want to submit, or are thinking about it and stuff like that. So that kind of factors in. So this is why it's such a show based off of the people watching and stuff. So
Yeah, it's about participation, and what I absolutely love here, guys, is you guys in the comment getting in on critiquing as well, because I think the reason for us to do this was to get all of us talking about having this safe place to be able to critique each other's stuff and not feel attacked. Right. So I love that you guys are being a part of this.
absolutely. All right. So next critique build is from somebody who we know quite well, and it is, his name is missing. Oh, there it is. Boom, Mr.
Hey.
Mecha Zero.
Yeah, Nathan.
So what he is going to show us is not a completed build. First and foremost, it's a work in progress, which is, I feel we don't get a lot of. Yeah, I think we need more of these. By the way, if you guys have
Whips.
progress stuff, yeah, really, show it to us. We're not. This isn't just about a completed build. So if you guys have any work in progress stuff and you guys want some new ideas, I think this is a good place to do it. So yeah, for sure. So let me go ahead and share his current work in progress with you guys. As soon as I can find StreamYard again, there it is.
No Karens in the chat. All love.
All right. So here we go. Let me
story.
go ahead and send you his description. He says, my build was an idea to make a Gundam with high firepower by mixing the Buster, Duel, and Stormbringer. Also, this build is in mock-up, not a full work in progress. So he's mocking things up right now.
The first thing I thought of this was to call it the Stormbuster.
Dude, me too.
Sounds good. Yeah. It sounds awesome, dude. It's nice. It works well. The angles.
The fact that the angles from the Buster and the Stormbringer are so similar. Like, I mean, the Buster could almost be a freaking seed kit on its
Yeah.
own. So
Yeah.
Buster
Yeah,
yeah,
could almost
The
be a
Stormbringer.
seed.
no,
Is
the
it-
Stormbringer.
the bringer.
Stormbringer can be.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
And isn't the bringer? Isn't that a like a P Bandai kit, a Stormbringer?
Yeah.
It is, yes.
Oh,
Right.
I-
So first of all, kudos on having the balls to take such an expensive master grade, and then combining it with another master grade.
Very much so.
Yeah,
the Buster is one of my favorite master. It's
I
do
have
love
one
the
in the
Buster.
backlog, dude, and I've been meaning
Me
to
too.
snap him up.
Quick,
Yeah.
Quick thing. One of my very first builds was a high grade Buster.
Ooh.
It holds a very near and dear thing to my heart. Like one of the two kits that I bought when I was younger, not knowing I was buying kits, was a no grade Freedom and a high grade Buster. I hated the no grade Freedom because the no grade Freedom sucks. And then when I go home, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put a little bit more effort into this Buster and put a little bit more effort in it, and it came out beautifully. I mean, it was a snap fit kit, but
It brought you joy.
yeah, it brought me joy. I was like, "Oh, this thing!" And then I had it holding the giant bazooka on its side, and had legs were splayed out. It looked great, man, and I fucking loved it. But yeah, just everything about the Buster's kind of design choices goes extremely well with what Nathan is trying to do here.
Yeah.
I think. What I want to see next is his layout of the weapons, because I think that's very important for a build like this.
One thing I notice is that it's very segmented, like top half Stormbringer, bottom half Gunbuster.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to switch it up, like the forearms were the Buster, or like the bottom of the legs were the Stormbringer, like just to mix it more up of what it is instead of just taking a top and a bottom and smashing them together, I think it'll be more of a cohesive unit.
Now, could
those
you?
Buster calves are so good though.
Yeah, they're nice. So maybe you change the thighs,
Could you imagine having like the Stormbringer's V fin, right? That looks great. Just replace this middle part with the Busters.
Yes,
Ooh.
exactly.
Yeah.
Go very well, and then I think having like a double V fin on top of that, so you have like the big kind of grilly thing that the Buster has, and then having these V fins, and then
that,
having like two horns, like instead of these two horns, having something a little bit longer that goes back. I think would be really cool.
I think maybe asymmetrical and switch one of the shoulders to the Buster
Yes,
might look
that's
really,
fine.
really nice.
I was waiting my turn to say that, Julio. Thank you.
Sorry.
Wow, Julio, wow. I mean, I don't know how much I would like that. I like symmetrical kits. I mean, it might look cool. Again, we're looking at this at very early stages. There's all kinds of colors here, and it is hard to kind of look at it and go, what else can I add or take away? So yeah, maybe that would work. I would say, start, instead of having to swap out a leg or whatever, or a knee, try to just take some of those parts and add them. Just drill a hole and try to connect and add another detail to what's already there that you have, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I like taking if it's gonna be symmetrical, I'll take like the front skirts from one of the kits I'm not using, or like you could take the Stormbringer's front skirts and then just add them to the Buster skirts, so you get that like dual layer. It'll look really nice. It'll make sense too on a heavy artillery unit.
Yeah,
be more armored.
Fucking Freddy. No, I did not. I go wild once a month. That was yesterday. Okay.
Actually, William Melms has a good point right here.
Yeah, if he's doing the opposite, that's gonna look dope too.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah,
could be. Or find another kit. Find a kit that you think has the same kind of a look, and that way you can add those extra details and still preserve the other build that you might be doing.
I would love to see this prime.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Even just a check, right? Just like a seam check prime, light to homogenize it.
Yeah, just to see a cohesive thing.
Guy has a point, and go all in with the dual shroud shoulders. Woo.
Yeah.
Might look real nice.
And I know I saw that post of you getting like a shit ton of epoxy putty the other day. Start using it.
Yeah.
Get in there.
I think your what you're thinking of doing is you're going in the right track. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing here. I mean, I would personally replace these elbow pads with whatever the Buster is using, just because these have always been weird to me, just because they're like rounded, but then they have angles, and I think it's just a weird thing from the Stormbringer. So
It's like a SWAT or like assault. You know, they always got like elbow pads and knee pads.
I know, but it's like a weird. So like almost everything about the Stormbringer is like very
You know,
sharp.
very sharp and yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, hey, let's give it rounded pads on the elbow. So
Mhm.
it's very
Mhm.
strange. Yeah, but yeah, Nathan, dude, seriously, I would like, I would love it if you submitted this once you have it like a couple of steps further on. So if you're watching or if you're watching the replay, dude, just submit this again once you get to a certain point, so we can see what it looks like and we can keep hopefully helping you out. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, for sure, man. Also, send more photos.
I don't think that the Buster doesn't have elbow pads. So. I had to
Yeah,
go look at it.
another thing to consider is you see how on the side skirt, there's the detail where it's just kind of a cutout. On the center part of the V-fin for the Buster, you see the same detail where there's just like it's almost like a grill. Try doing that to some of the Stormbringer parts to kind of
Oh right, add the
make
grill.
it more
Right on.
make it more cohesive, right?
What is the Buster's? There was like a side story where the Buster was upgraded. Do you guys remember
The Verde
The
Buster.
Verde, yeah, the Verde. Why don't you look at the Verde? I know that's a master grade version of that, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Grab that.
But not from Bandai. I think it's like, or it might be like a P Bandai. It might be a P.
You're thinking the Poison Toys like 160 scale.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure there's a master grade of the Verde. If it does, why don't you grab that? Because that thing is supposed to be a little bit heavier, a little bit chunkier than the Buster, so you can use elements of that and apply it. And even if there isn't a master grade version of it, you can always just scratch build like the bits and pieces, similar to what the
Oh,
Verde.
it's a no grade. The 1100 no grade.
Oh, okay. So it's a no grade. Okay. Yeah, but you can still use that. So
Yeah.
but yeah, Mecha Zero, good job, man. Like,
Good job, bro.
Yeah, man. I like it. Yeah, that's like $170 worth of kit bash right there.
yeah, I mean, once you get further along that kit bash, please submit it again, and then we can.
Yeah, I did the math for my Physalis, and I'm like, okay, $60 kit, $60 kit. Like, oh man, what am I doing? It worked.
Yeah, and that's why that Mecha Army box is such a great idea too, because
why don't you guys explain what the Mecha Army box is?
sure, yeah. So in the Mecha Army Facebook group, Brandon B decided to go ahead and start like a grab box, community grab box that's a bunch of people signed up for, and it's just like take a penny, leave a penny kind of a thing, and everyone is just throwing whatever they don't want or they think can help somebody else out in that box, and then sending it to the next person on the list. And right now that box weighs about 65, 70 pounds, probably more now with what Brian added in there. And it's just runners. Yeah, it's runners, full kits, putty, whatever, tools, whatever you can think of. So it just kind of makes you just, so there's, I think, a second round already started or is going to start soon. And
I feel like after this one makes it back, it will continue on, like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
Some good stuff in there. I got a peep. Some good stuff in there.
All right, so let's go ahead and go with our I believe final feature of this episode.
Oh yeah.
And this is, I think, a doozy. So let's go ahead and add his banner real quick. And this is by at Noctis Gundam.
Yes.
Instagram is at Noctis Gundam. And let me go ahead and share. I have way too many things open now. Holy cow. Let's just close a few of these real quick because, boys. All right, so let's go ahead and start with his work in progress of it here. Oh, that's a wrong screen. Boop, boop, boom, boom. There you go. And I'm going to go ahead and read out his description. So essentially he says the Gundam frame is the AS. So this is the name of the build. ASW G20 Prison.
Pearson.
And then the code name is the Gundam Destiny Ferrum Floss. So the name Ferrum Floss is actually Latin for iron flower. The idea behind this build is a what if Destiny is in the IBO universe. So the timeline I set this Gundam in is to be after season 2, and as an homage to IBO, I designed the Tekadan Trident in the shape of the Tekadan logo. I studied the characteristic as what makes the IBO Gundam design so different. So to keep all of the characteristic like cables, exposed piston / inner frame, demonic silhouette, even though I use the wings of light, the idea of it is actually an outburst of the thrusters in the wings being put in full boost. I added more plot plate in the wings to give it a more mechanical look than a curve. The side of the knee are scratch builds, as the knee is from Destiny and the shin is from Barbatos. This kit is my very first for many things like scratch building, plot plating, puttying, and airbrushing. It took me around 4 months to complete this kit. It's definitely not an easy task, especially being a first time of many things. And it's definitely a very good experience, and I encourage people to give it a try and not be afraid of trying. So first of all, what all of that tells me is you thought this shit out. Like you thought this out. Like props to you. You thought of a backstory. You thought of a what if. You thought of a name. You thought of a code. Like, dude, props to you. That's amazing.
And before we even start on the kit, that intro, that is exactly how you intro a custom build, whether it's for a competition or not. Because I can honestly, as you read this, you know what you're looking for. Now, when you're looking at it, you know exactly what you're looking at. It's an IBO kind of imagined kit, and there's some detail around the name and all that. So a great job of explaining what you were trying to accomplish.
I love this thing.
Oh, yeah,
I fucking love this thing.
It is.
Love me some IBO and some Destiny. Like, really well executed. Really, really nice. Do enjoy.
And
Look at
there.
Look at that. Oof. Oof. Oof, buddy.
Really well done, dude. Really well done. This speaks to me on so many levels. And I've seen Destiny Barbatos builds before. But yeah, right now this is probably up there as one of my favorites.
Yep.
Really, really well done, dude. And especially as a first time for a lot of things for you, dude. Like
mixing the lupus, great idea. Normally people go for the Rex because Beastly but the lupus is one of the better suits or the variations of the Barbatos. And mixing with a Destiny is like really, really high concept. I liked it.
Yeah,
like it a lot.
Definitely. Bill, I don't know what you're talking about here.
Oh, to get the
box.
The box, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Box.
Okay.
Color separation, painting, really well done.
I love the fact that he replaced like the beam effect right here with just a straight blade, because obviously there's no beam weaponry in IBO, so he was just like, yeah, let's just change that into an actual blade. Great work, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, there is beam weaponry in IBO. If you remember, the mobile armor Hashmel has.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right.
Fry ruins that town and fucks his brain up real bad.
It's just an outdated technology in IBO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I'd love to see this thing in 1/100. Oh my god.
Yeah, this thing is only a high grade, and there's an insane amount of detail here. I mean, the color choices are perfect. You've got IBO colors, you've got Destiny seed colors on here. Everything is very cohesive. Like Chris said, it is a fucking well thought out execution of this kit bash.
Very much so.
So good. It's so good, man. Like there's nothing I can add. Like if he came up to me and go, hey man, can you give me some ideas for this thing? And then he showed me this thing, and be like, what am I supposed to give you?
Yeah.
This is great, dude.
Yeah.
And if this is your first time, like I can only imagine how you would apply this philosophy, your way of working to your next kits. Because
I would personally challenge you to come back in a year or two and do this with the master grade Barbatos and this kit, because I think you would look at this again and go, there's so much more I can do, and it would just fucking be an insane build.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, dude, well done. Like this is amazing.
You should do the Freedom and like a Floros or something.
The Freedom and the
Bail.
Bail. Yeah, the Bail. And like the Vidar and the Buster.
Ooh, Vidar Buster sounds dope.
Or even the Floros and the Buster. I think those go.
I got issues with the Vidar kit though. So
Yeah.
I love
I
the
don't
dark kit minus its legs.
I don't like them
yes,
feet.
yes, it makes
I
a
don't
great
like them
bust.
feet.
You just take the legs and you throw them out the window. And
Yeah.
you keep the bust. It's beautiful with the guns. Oh, it looks so cool. Oh, it's
Yep.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah, so my kickback is gonna be a Vidar Bale. Simple enough, but it just looks like such a much better mobile suit when you get rid of those fucking legs.
Will that be like a Vidal or a
Yeah,
Vidar?
a Vidal.
The Astaroth and the Zaku Warrior. Yeah, the dude, Bill has the right idea right here.
Bill, why the fuck you gotta bring up Zaku Warriors right now?
Oh, shit.
I'm kidding.
Great
kidding.
job.
Astaroth is
please.
one of my favorites, so yeah, I like
So
that.
guys, please follow at Noctis Gundam. I mean Noctis _ Gundam.
Yeah.
I mean to get more works like this, man. Please keep this up. Please,
Yeah.
this hobby needs people like you to really think about stuff. You're like a mini Brian right now.
Yeah.
You're a mini Brian.
And he fucking doubled down on his comment and says, "I have two." Bill, either you don't know what's going on or you're fucking trolling me right now.
Both.
It sounds like he's trolling the fuck out of you. Man.
No, I love that Zaku Warrior. Obviously, you guys know all of us are in a build off with that Zaku Warrior. It's a very seed, to classic design in the Astaroth. If there was a master grade Astaroth, that is a great fucking combination.
Oh yeah.
A Zoxtroff?
Yeah.
All right, so on to the next critique. And this guy was very like he approached me and I was like, he really wanted to really think about whether or not he should submit. And I told him definitely go for it. And we are going to be doing something a little bit different here with this one. So that being said, here is this guy's build. Mr. Armageddon Skunk.
Yeah.
Linus. If nobody knows who Linus is, great builder, definitely a great human being. He was the one that started the GoFundMe for Mr. Ben.
For Ben, yeah,
Gigantus Forge. And I'm going to share with you guys his build, which is right here. And then his description is, I'm not going to read all of this. So his build description is the RX-9 narrative Gundam that is seeing it as the predecessor of the new Gundam. Is that the right word that he's using there?
Predecessor, yeah.
Predecessor, yeah. Okay. Of the new Gundam used by Amuro Ray as a test mobile suit in my headcanon. The only ones that have been made to it are custom panel lines, seam line removal. The only narrative Gundam I've seen that does not have the seam line on the head anymore, as far as I know. Custom colors and a whole bunch of decals. It's obviously not finished yet. Still need to apply some marking decals, a tiny bit of detail painting and cleaning up, and a final top coat. Not sure if flat or gloss though. So what do we think?
I like it. Honestly, like the narrative HG is not a spectacular HG kit. So him putting in the work looks really good on it. It doesn't look like a throwaway anymore, Like I used it for parts because I was like, I do not want to put work into this thing, but it looks good. It looks real good. Oh man, Bill,
poking the bear.
Bill, after the stream is over, just go watch my rant on Instagrams, on the IG at Gunpla Ronin, and you'll know what happened. And we can obviously discuss it later. No need to discuss it here. But getting back to this kit, I agree with you, Julio. For that reason, I've never picked up that kit because every time I look at that kit, I just go, if someone puts 50% more effort into this kit, it'll be a nice kit.
Yo, right? Am I seeing some mecha decals right now?
Oh, those is mecha decals, my guy.
Decals all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably noticed the rooster freaking almost Los Pollos style Chelo Mecha decal on his freaking or a sticker on his freaking mat right by the feet.
Oh yeah, it's right on his mat. That's right.
It's right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam.
Or the MS, whatever.
Whatever.
So I have never had the desire to pick up a Gundam narrative, ever, until I saw this build. I love this build. Seriously, I like the custom panel lines on this thing.
They're
are
so clean
as hell.
So clean.
So
Very
clean. The variations of the different grays right here. So you've got your almost white gray, you've got your darker gray, and then you've got a tan gray going on this leg. Just beautiful work. The distribution could have been a little bit better because the tan white or the tan gray is kind of congregated in just one spot right here. You could have broken this up a little bit. You could have had the tan gray over here, and stuff like that. But otherwise, I think, dude, like what, like this is great. This is. I mean, the fact that you are making me want to buy a Gundam narrative. What
narrative? I know.
I am not a big fan of it having no like hip armor or arm pieces. So I feel like that could have been just a missed opportunity. Thigh and forearm armor. So I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Thank you, Brian. But yeah, apart from that, dude, seriously, I love this thing.
Yeah, super clean. It was a good idea to go with the black frame.
Mm-hmm, right.
Makes everything else pop really nicely.
Got little bits of red right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, with little accents.
Keeping the chest flat, but the frame glossy.
Well, he did say that he hadn't added his final top coat yet.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the color separation and adding the elements and choosing the colorway that he chose and adding it, because that is a bunch of white plastic there. That's just like a bunch of white plastic is all that front of that kit is.
Right.
Yep.
So it looks great.
And I love the fact that you don't see any of the elements of what makes that narrative look with the whatever psycho frame wannabe looking shit all over it.
Slabs of salmon on its shoulders.
Yeah,
waiting for the bagels to come in.
Bagels
and locks. Yeah, this thing is phenomenal.
Recognize this as a narrative kit. I agree with you. See, I didn't see it as that, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that big.
Yeah, I like the details in the if you go right above where the knees are and behind the knees, the pistons, the different colors of separation with the panel lining there.
It does look like he got a little bit of scratching here.
Yeah, just a bit there.
But that kind of adds to the story, I think.
I like this block of decals that he did on the sides of the thighs, right above the knees. That like 3 different mecha decals.
Yeah,
chose to work. There's a better image of it somewhere where it's actually in focus. I mean, there's a little decal there, but yes, it's beware and then warning on the other side. But like the way that it like fits and everything, the framing, the placement on the part, and everything is really good. I actually think I took note of that.
And I like the big numbers, like the 09 there. It kind of gives me like a Pat Labor vibe with the decal placement, like the markings and whatnot.
Yeah, scribing detail, really.
And the scribing, and here's a perfect example of scribing details where especially on the lower kind of ankles there around there, those are hatches that you pop out for repair. You can immediately tell that it's not just a line there for the sake of being there.
Yeah.
Right.
And he got the depth very like matching like on both legs.
If you look at the decals, they literally say hatch, latch, or whatever it is behind this point.
Look at that.
Panel bolt release. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of you, Lance. You're sending me big pictures. I like it.
it. So a little like panel line cleanup here and there, but it's really minimal. Really, really minimal.
I think he did rush a little bit on this leg right here, just because it's a little rough. Also,
said you've been paying attention to Tim in my notes. I also said that he gets bonus points for the hobby zone.
Oh yeah, you're right. Look at this giant
right away, because that's my
Yeah.
That's my juice right there.
No, I agree with Bill here. His comment that you can definitely see if he took some parts from the new and added them here.
If you took like the RG new spots, yeah, I think that would look perfect on this thing.
Yeah.
If he that I know Dream Studio put up some new version of the RG like resin add-ons. It's got like a bigger kind of looking backpack and some thigh pieces. If you took some of even
Is
those,
that the model bingo one?
yeah, I think so. If you took that and added it to this thing, like at least a backpack, this thing would be fucking unbelievable.
So what is the one that the majority of us have, or I've it's
Mad
on the
Works.
way?
That is
Yeah,
no,
the
that is the Madworks released it, but it is
Trouble
actually
Toys.
designed by Trouble Toys.
Yeah, I got it right.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the mail to deliver mine, or I may have to go pick it up. I don't know.
Oof. I like the color separation he did on the head, and like the yellow choice, the color of the choice for the yellow is really nice.
It's a good yellow.
I love
I
that
like
he
it
he even managed to paint the eyes on there.
Yeah.
See, I would have liked to seen that gun painted.
Oh,
The head, whatever you
Oh,
guys
the
call those things.
The
The
Vulcans,
Vulcans.
Vulcans.
The Vulcans.
yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like just white. I mean, which is fine too. It's not bad, but if it was
Right.
like
Got a little
just-
pop of chrome.
yeah.
Pop of
Yeah.
chrome.
Now, like I said, this does make me want to buy a narrative and try one out. But since I did say we were doing something different for Linus's submission, there is a second half to this critique.
Okay.
So the second half, I am about to show you guys right now. If I can show you guys right now. Other way. Nope, that is not working. Let's see here. Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, so I'm gonna read.
It's almost like he was dancing.
I'm gonna go ahead and read this. He goes, also gonna add my second ever painted Space Marine Reaver. Is it Reaver or Raver?
The Reaver.
To the mix, because why not? He says he's primed it, and then base coat, then shade, then highlights, with a baking soda base. He says not much else to say about that one, though. Kind of painted it inspired by Blood Angels. So I have zero experience with minis. I'm painting minis. I am a complete novice, but we do have some folks in here, such as the guy below me, who has experience.
I have minimal miniature painting.
Yeah. So
Painted a couple minis in my time.
yeah. So what do you guys think of this one?
I
It's
love the color.
number 2. It's good work. Definitely. Yeah.
I've usually seen Space Marines in blue, so I love the red. I'm
Yeah.
also a Marine, so I love Marines. So great choice there.
Yeah.
And it looks clean. It looks like a really clean painted mini
Yeah.
from the others that I've seen. But that's all I know. So overall, for me, it looks pretty.
It's
fucking
still
cool.
fun, Chris. Don't even
Yeah.
worry about it, bro.
It's too crazy, bro.
So one thing I would have done is multi-tonaled the satchels on his waist, because
Okay.
it's this kind of the same brown that he used for the hair. And so little off. I don't know if you have more colors for it. Another thing I would have done is given the skin up top like a pinkish, maybe bluish, purplish undertone, and then hit it with the flesh. Because right now it looks super flat, super mannequin.
It doesn't have the depth. All skin tones have like purple and blue and red.
Now,
and
is this skull part like a mask, right?
The bottom half from the cheekbone down is a mask.
like basically just the
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think would it have benefited it to have more of a defined line between the skin and the mask? Because it looks like they're just melding together. So it looks like this is just his face.
A good like
Also-
brown wash in there would have caught everything. It would have looked really nice. Thin layers, yeah, totally, Bill. There are a couple of areas here that are a little overpainted that could use another coat, but nothing crazy. Like near the torso,
Mhm.
maybe add some grays in there or gray wash to make it pop more. The grenades on his chest definitely could use another color just to differentiate a bit. But I know how most of these are painted in like 2 tones, 3 tones tops. So, but it's good work overall. I would have threw a little more metallics in there, but I like it.
Well, I really like his base.
Yeah, the base is really nice. A little Citadel sells all their like terrain type paints. I'm guessing he threw one on there on the bottom.
You said he used baking soda, right, for this?
Yeah,
I think the granulars of the baking soda are perfect for this size.
truth, super truth.
Yeah, well, cool, man. I mean,
Yeah,
Yep.
it's good
You
work.
could
The
have done
highlighting
some,
came
like-
out nice.
Could have done some like edge highlighting. Right?
There's bits here and there. You can.
I know I've seen it, but I feel like it could be a little bit more of a contrast if you wanted it to do that. I mean, well, you need like what, three colors or something like that?
Yeah,
so you said that he used one tone for the bag. What, like I'm seeing, just like stuff like.
that's coming from the layers of paint.
Okay.
But like using like a lighter brown and a darker brown, like here and there, would have gave it more tone, like rich leather, rich mahogany. really nice.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm painting a blue one of the exact same model right now.
Hold on. Let me stop sharing real quick.
Oh, let me show you this new stuff I got here, guys. Real quick.
New stuff. Oh, are we showing new stuff?
New stuff. Look at that. That's so clean, so nice.
Oh yeah, nice.
But yeah, I'm painting. He's so blown out right now. I'm painting the blue Reaver right now.
Move
Some
further
dimmer
away.
spirit lights.
Further away.
There we go.
Hey, look at that thing.
Yeah, buddy. With some silvers, I'm gonna darken up. Hopefully, it's gonna come out nice.
Yeah,
That'd be
look at that. You got
Yeah.
the nice different tones of blue. That's good. You like it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Wrong. Nothing like glasses.
Yeah. Nice work. Nice work.
Thank you.
But yeah, so yeah, Mr. At Armageddon Skunk. If you guys follow him on Instagram, or if you don't, please do. Great work, good guy.
Yo, come hang out on Wet Palette Wednesdays, dude. We'll paint.
There you go.
Yeah, I
Wet
just-
Palette Wednesdays. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that goes for Gunpla in Miami too.
Yeah, Chris, come hang out, bro.
Yeah. And again, like I said, like this show isn't just about Gunpla. Like this is you can talk
Modeling.
about minis.
Decide what
Yeah.
custom I want to,
Look.
what custom I want to submit. Right.
Boom, guys, build cars, build planes, paint.
I got
minis.
mine in my closet. I'm gonna build them.
Build, you got build Transformers. I've got two of them looking at me. One is cooking.
All right, so let's power through these next critiques because we are running out of time very quickly.
How many do we have left?
We have two left.
Okay,
Two
we
left.
got this.
Two
We
left,
got
all right.
this.
So
One is a total roast.
don't. Why would you ruin it? All right. So this next guy, again, I don't really think anybody knows this dude. Like he's nobody.
They'll know him now.
Nobody.
Absolutely nobody. So this guy right here,
Is
you
it
guys,
All
will,
these, all these,
you guys will see his
Random.
name real quick. This is his Instagram. I don't recommend you follow it. Boom.
Oh, I don't know that guy.
Hey.
All right. So
Yes, Bill, build me one too.
let's go ahead and instead of me telling you guys what he wrote on his submission, I'm just gonna have him explain it to you as I try to share photos of this build. So Julio, why don't you take it away?
This is Barbados. Bill, you can leave now. So I'm a part of this build league from New Gunpla Horizons, and the whole thing was for you to make a build more interesting by subtracting details instead of adding anything, or kit bashing, or plot plating, whatever. So this is what I came up with. I wanted the Rex because it got a nice frame. I didn't chop up enough of it to show it off, I think, but I got some of it here and there.
Okay. So the idea was subtractive detailing, right?
Yeah. All subtractive details.
Less is more here.
Nah.
Now this is the high
Iron
grade,
Blooded
correct?
Orphan specific?
Huh?
Or was it IBO specific or no? Was it IBO
Oh no,
specific?
you can use any kit. I just figured, IBO's got nice frames. I might as well try. And I just got it from Target. It was like $15. So I was like, oh, I'll try it.
Okay. So first thing I want to say is good work.
Thanks.
Like for the amount of time that you had to build this thing and to put the amount of time you had to put it together, yeah, really good stuff. It's very difficult to not to take away stuff and not add things in place of it, and then to make it look as natural as possible. I think you did a good job here.
I tried, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Now, go ahead, Z.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I was just trying to frame a thought.
Oh, okay. One of the things I did notice that kind of stood out to me when I first saw this thing was the knee. Like I wasn't really sure what was going on with
Yeah, I agree with you.
this right here.
What's going on right there?
Panel didn't get cleaned up all the way.
Okay. What is this green?
It's just a metallic green I put on there. It was supposed to be the other way, like the green rims the panel.
Yeah.
So I just made the panel green and then rimmed it in black.
Okay.
It's shoddy as hell. Like the chisel got away from me a little bit. It widened.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was like one of the first things that noticed to me. And then the next thing is like are you going for like a texture when you paint?
Sometimes, yeah, like paint over metal, because that's essentially what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that stood out to me too. It was like this. It looks like you are like purposefully applying a texture to your surfaces, and then applying the paint on top of that, and it's giving it like this a different, like I said, a different texture. So yeah, cool, very cool stuff, man.
So if you go back to the first picture,
Sure.
Go up to the top, go to the tail. Zoom in on that yellow. Looks like it got away from you a little bit there, right?
The white, yeah.
Right there at that junction.
Yeah.
But I like those decals, I gotta say.
Where'd you get those decals?
I feel like you could use a good spread of decals to add nice details.
A decal spread, some would say.
So those are all mega decals, and that one white one there is from an RG from Delphi decal.
I was gonna say that's a Delphi. I can tell.
That looks like you could this kind of design right there. Yeah, that's a Delphi decal. Yeah.
A couple of those decals are not completely straight at all.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
It does. It happens. I tried.
That all out in like a handful of like hours, a marathon session, pretty much. Didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Now there are some like bumps and things that I kind of think you didn't do on purpose, like the stuff on the yellow right here and stuff on the red.
Yeah.
Like I think you just kind of brush off your kit a little bit before you apply your paint. I think would be beneficial.
True.
I need to do that one as well. You're not alone on that one, Julio.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I have 2 dogs, man. It's really hard. So I
got 2 cats. Same deal.
Yeah, it's hard, man. And then here's a closer look at that knee that I was like, well, what's going on there? So
you just needed more cleanup.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of those scribe lines are shoddy.
I really like this detail that you added. Is this detail something you added?
Yeah, I chopped like half of it off, and then those are spare parts that come in the kit. I just slapped them on the side, so you can add if you subtract stuff, and I subtract that whole side.
Those look like the cables that are usually on the regular arms.
Yeah,
or the forearm.
Yeah, this part, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, nice. I like that you added it right here as well. Pretty good stuff, man. Like it looks like almost like a biological piece that's behind
biomech.
Yeah.
Pulling some geeker into this.
Trying.
Yeah, bro. Keep trying. You'll get there eventually, bro.
There was another thing that stood out to me, which is in the next image.
Okay.
We'll talk about.
But yeah, man. I mean,
look at that.
I do like the Delphi details on the shoulders, man.
Yeah, they're nice.
I like that you painted the head because I think normally that head is not white. I think it's color of the frame, or that on the regular Barbatos.
That's on the regular Barbatos. Yeah. The Lupus and the Lupus Rex have side coverings.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next image.
But I don't like it. You should have painted it as a frame.
Zoom in on. Go up. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's it.
That seam was pain in the ass.
The seam is rough.
Yeah. So, Julio, what happened to this area?
That's what I was going to ask. What happened there?
I didn't smooth it out and just kept moving.
You got some still left at the top of it as well. Like there's some seam that just wasn't like addressed.
Yeah. That run
Yeah,
right
right
there.
there.
I just
It's tough.
completely glanced over and kept it moving.
I'm also
Tough when
wondering
you're-
how you managed to get yellow over here in this corner.
No idea, dude. Not one clue.
Because like
I
that,
didn't even notice that.
What did I say? So yellow got a little weird.
Yeah.
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 And I would have liked to seen the cables in the back of the triceps there
Oh,
painted as well, because
that's
the other ones are.
I know you were in kind of a time crunch, so like
Yeah,
details-
this was a quick fucking build.
Yeah.
But just to be fair, I'm not gonna make any excuses for you because we're fucking with everybody
Yeah,
else.
no, not at all. If I had more time, I wish I could have. Like,
Yeah, like the back of the knee here, you see mold lines, right?
Painting.
Yeah.
Need some work.
No,
But
but
not bad, not bad.
you did a good job, dude. I think you did a good job. Yeah, I mean, obviously there are little details here that are kind of missing, like your yellow stopped right here,
Yeah.
like that kind of continues on a little bit.
It's weird because those claws are only like on the top of the fingers. You know.
Yep.
So I was like, where do I stop this?
I think that's where you should have like maybe scribed just a very simple line, kind of figure that out.
Super true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about painting the back of the arms at all. I glanced over it completely.
Yeah, I mean, I still think we did.
Miguel says, "Is this the part where we critique the judge's work?"
Yeah, totally.
Hell yeah, get in on it.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we can. I'll next time. I got something for you. I got some new flavors for you.
We'll all do at least one of the judges' work per episode. That's kind of, and so that we can focus in on the people submitting their work more than our own work. But
right,
we'll have at least one of the judges have their own work soon, and we'll talk about it. So
I just want to see what kind of creative excuses I can make.
I know, right? Exactly.
I got no excuse. That was lazy and fast.
My dog poked me in the eye that day, and then,
I was really upset about missing some kits I had bought. On the first episode, my whip of the Stray Musha, someone left some comments. They ripped me apart on that. So yeah, feel free to give any kind of feedback you guys want to on whatever we're showcasing. And I would have liked to have seen this axe weapon of his painted as well.
Yeah, it's normally. I was trying to keep it in anime colors. Yeah, and that thing's just a solid brick of iron or whatever they made it out of.
But yeah, man. So, man's Instagram at Clippin' Nubs. If you guys have some choice words for this individual, let him know.
Yeah, please hit my DMs.
Get in the DMs.
Yeah, man. Good work, Julio. Seriously, good work.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, let's go to our very last, because we're about to go the fuck over. So our very last submission here.
3 minutes.
Again, I do apologize that we couldn't get through to everybody, but I will announce.
There's so many,
and it will be a lot sooner than waiting a month almost for the next one. So with that,
showcase will come.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about this gentleman's build right here.
While you're pulling that up, Miguel, we will definitely take one of Pabs' works and showcase it. Because I know I've got nothing that fucking clean for me to be able to be like, here's what to do.
All right, so let's go ahead and show this man right here at Cuts433. And his description is as follows. Decepticon Skywarp in disguise as MG Curios. I attempted to weather for both a supersonic flight mode that would constantly experience low orbit dash re-entry dash atmospheric dogfights through battle debris as well as melee battle. WP decals for armor, vinyl transform stickers for GN drive. I've been in the hobby for 18 months and am working to constantly level up my skill set. And I just realized I didn't share this screen with you. I am an idiot. Oh, share. There we go. And then, what were you guys talking about? My submission? What?
Miguel wanted us to showcase our kits as a great way of showing examples of what to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll do that at some point.
Yeah, that'll come around eventually.
Yeah, right. Okay, so back to Cats 433's Skywarp inspired build. Has anyone any thoughts?
I didn't even see Tiberius's comment. I'm just adjusting around in my seat because I'm sitting at my dining table. It's not very comfortable.
So
I
for
really like the. How about you guys? The little pops.
I do enjoy it.
So, for people that don't know, I am a huge Transformers fan. I'm a huge Double O fan. So this ticks a lot of boxes for me. Skywarp's colors work very well, especially for this type of mobile suit. The transforming into a jet. When he does transform back into his robot mode, it is mostly, I say robot mecha mode. Um, he's very sharp angles and wings everywhere. So this is essentially Skywarp. So really well done on this. A couple of things that did stand out to me are the very stark white pieces all over the place. Kind of don't really mix well with your aesthetic. So it kind of stands out, but not in the I don't want to say correct way, but it doesn't stand out in the right way for me.
Not that it clashes, but it's a weird color block.
Right. Yeah, and I know that Skywalk has that as well, but it makes more sense in that sense because it's on the side here, and then it stops at the torso. So the front skirts just it kind of don't mix well with what you're trying to do here. And then the second glaring thing for me is like the dry brushing. I am not a fan of dry brushing, and I think it's a little bit overdone here.
You talking about like the single tone chipping on it?
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is
All
definitely.
over.
I don't think this is chipping though. I think this is mostly just. This is
Yeah, I know, but you can chip with the sponge or
Right.
like the dry brush. You add that kind of wear. But if, I feel like for it being so prevalent, it's one note kind of. It needs. I feel like if there was
It needs
more. Yeah,
Right. I mean, this is a battle hardened or not battle hardened. This has seen a few soys,
Right.
and I think more different type of damage should be more prevalent. So, yeah. But I mean, the old
That's
mode,
good stuff.
yeah, the old
For
mode,
like a year and change in, and he's painting really nicely. It's not
Mhm.
bad, man.
Mhm.
It's not bad at all.
yeah. No, I really like this. I love
this piece in the center bugs me out.
this GN drive right here.
Well, no, this thing right in the center, whatever that is, like that dongle that sticks up. It's like weather, crystal clean, pretty. This black piece right on the top center. It's like triangular. I don't know
Oh,
what
at
it
the
is.
top right there. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Right. Look at that.
that just like makes me.
There's a bit of it with of the dry brushing to continue it through. Yeah.
Well,
Edging.
Well, whichever method you used, like I think, you would have been consistent. They also have like a really weird clean spot right here, even though like
Mhm.
everything else is slightly different.
I almost wonder if it was like chipped in mech form as opposed to in its wave rider form.
Mm,
The weird thing is, I feel like the colors are more cohesive and they flow better in this form.
Wave Rider.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't see so much of the white.
Yeah. The color blocks are closer together. Like all the purple comes off the back.
Mhm.
It's real nice.
Are those Delphi decals again?
Possibly.
I think right now Simpro and Delphi are the only two that do Curios decals.
Mm,
So probably it's one of the two. 50-50 shot.
Could be curious. They look a little too. They aren't as I don't know, marshmallowy.
Yeah.
As the Delphi.
Zoom in to the
I love that he added the
Love that
the
Decepticon
Decepticon
logo.
logo there. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
of that. I mean, the GN drive is essentially a Spark, so
Yeah.
why the hell not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
so
much
they are Delphi decals.
They are
these
Delphi.
guys.
Okay.
And again, when you're doing this chipping kind of weathered used look, you have to do that in any place that you like. If you look at the test and you look at the vents in there, you could have added some different colors to show use. Grills and fins tend to get bent and scratched up and things like that. And the other part of it is anytime you are adding that kind of weathering, gouge it out too, right? Because it's going to make it easier for you to chip. and actually show that this thing got hit a bunch of times here, or when the shoulder is moving and the chest, they're clanking together. There's little gashes of metal that are happening.
Okay.
And
I'm thinking a lot of it is from the story of it going into low orbit, coming in and out. That's a lot of heat on the paint job, so it's just wearing off paint. It's not really like a battle.
And I mean, even then, there should be some direction to the
Yeah, it all comes in
So
one direction.
usually it's if something is landing or something is going into the atmosphere. Like it's at an angle, right? And it's moving downwards this way. So there should be some kind of directional force or scratching or kind of burning of the metal and the paint. And this is very random, which makes you think, oh, it must be soil damage instead. So it doesn't give you an atmospheric entry kind of deal. It's just giving you a random scratching deal instead.
Think about the Van Allen belts.
Yeah.
Think about the stratosphere.
And
but I mean, I get it. I get it. It's hard. It's definitely hard to keep all that in mind, especially when you're building some sort of imaginative figure and giving it a paint job. Right. And trying to make it relate to realism. So I get that it's a challenge.
Yeah, but it's part of it though, right?
Just
you got to tell that story, not just like in the nice write-up that you make for it, but in visual. Someone should be able to walk up to it and be able to tell what's going on without you having to tell them what's going on. I'm not saying that this doesn't give that representation. I'm just kind of giving this as a general.
I absolutely love the fact that you've posed this guy to have the Skywalk personality. Like this pose right here.
This is a great pose.
Skywalk. Like this is Skywalk right here. So
I love these weapons too, right?
Yeah.
Gradients.
Oh, the gradients on the beams are excellent.
Very much so.
I think some depth in your chipping, like different color variations, will bring it out so much more.
Absolutely. I just think it's way too random, and it just doesn't give you the sense that there is a story to why it looks the way it looks. And you're just losing a little bit of the narrative there. So, but otherwise, excellent.
Great,
excellent.
great job.
Sexy build.
I love it, and the photography is pretty goddamn good.
Yeah,
as well.
photography is good as well.
The posing, the angles, this pose in particular, I think is excellent. Like, well, look at this thing, man. Like that's
well, pictures also are incredibly clear. It's nicely in focus.
High res,
And zoom in, you can see details. Like this is great. Red eyes, the gold, a little bit of
little gold here and there.
No, the what do you call this thing? Not seam lines, mold lines.
Mold lines.
Yeah.
But dude. Apart from that, really excellent job. I mean, the Curios was a perfect kit to choose to make it look like Skywarp, and then from here you can even get like more Curiouses and get yourself like a Starscream or a Acid Rain, a Sunstorm. What is the Thundercracker?
Thundercracker.
Jetfire.
You can modify the head to make it into the cones, like the Seeker cones. Like could you imagine? Like, man, your possibility
drift. Make it drift.
No sense. Anyway, but yeah, dude, seriously. Instagram.
Good job, man. Good job.
Cuts 433. If you guys again do not follow any of these people, please.
Right now.
Yeah, check them out. This is really good work, and I can't wait to see what you do next, man. Really, really nice stuff. And yeah, with that, I think this is a good stopping point at 3 hours. I am really sorry that we couldn't get to everybody's builds. I will announce episode 3, and we will. I'll continue on with the submissions we had for this episode over to that one, and we'll make that one a lot sooner than this one. So,
hey, thank you, Pope Stormy. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oops. Not that one. Next one. This is what it's about. It's all of us having a 30, 25, 16 different pairs of eyes to look at someone's work and see how we can help each other improve.
I mean, that is the name of the show, CritiQual. Like it's critique in quality. Like, we want to make sure that anything that we say about these builds and the people that were nice enough to submit these builds has substance. It is a quality critique. It's not just, we're not trying to roast anybody. We're not trying to make anybody feel or look bad in terms of
Hey, Bill.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and go through. Let's go through the round table, and we'll go ahead and get everybody's info. So let's start with this dude right here.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out for the last 3 hours with us. Gunpla Ronin on IG. That's Gunpla_Ronin. Working on a few things here and there, and I'm gonna go mute because it just got super loud. So I'll see you guys next time. Okay. Thanks for jumping in.
All right, thank you, Z. Thank you. Let's go with this guy.
Hey guys, I'm Brian. I am a bro builder. I do live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays as the Kodokai Robo Dojo. On Tuesdays we do a Four Horsemen live stream where we're building Zaku warriors and a bunch of other stuff. It's kind of like what Mechanism was before it fell off the rails. Anyway, on Thursdays I'm doing a workbench series where I'm building up this really awesome master grade Dom Tropin resin right here. It's getting really good. It's getting really far. Where we go through every day. It's been 4 episodes so far. We go through every day and we take the thing step by step. We talk about all of the ways that the parts are fitting together, all the ways the frame's interfering with everything. We talk about all the modifications. I tend to show most of this stuff. So if you'd like to see that stuff, you can watch those. They tend to be about 2 hours long, so it's a little bit of a long episode, but it's a lot of education as well. And of course, hanging out with my friends all the time, and it's great to see you guys again. Those of you that are back, thank you to see you new people that are coming through too, and we hope to see more people as well. So share this with your friends and let them know that this isn't just some bunch of jokers talking shit all the time.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, thank you for showing up, man. Thank you. And then finally, this dude.
Hey, Clipping Nubs, Julio. Find me on the internet. I have Wet Palette Wednesdays where we come and hang out and hand paint and learn some stuff. I stream with these guys all the goddamn time. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Like, this is phenomenal. I love doing these. I really do. It's so fun just to talk shop about like really fantastic builds, and like they're all great. Like, you guys are going hard and it shows. Love it. Thank you so much.
I love it.
Thank you, Julio.
Hey, let's get it back for 1 second with all of us. When you guys are obviously this stream and all of our streams are sponsored by USA Gundam Store. So if you guys are looking for parts and kits or whatever else, please go check out our friends over at USA Gundam Store.
Yeah. All right. So let's put this back on. Ooh. First of all, I want to thank the 3 guys that joined me here today. Thank you guys so much for joining me and talking. Like Julio said, shop for like the last 3 hours. They went by like so quickly, dude. And thank you for everybody that's watching. I am Chris_Pabs on Instagram, Chris Pabs Gunpla Works on Facebook. I will be doing a stream. I have no idea if I'm doing a regular stream or critical builds next week. I'll talk to these guys because obviously it's very integral that I have these guys with me doing this. So we'll talk about it and we'll see when the next one is. Again, thank you guys for joining us. I know this was a long one, but hopefully it was informative. It was a good time, and hopefully we'll do this again very, very soon. And with that being said, guys, I will see you guys next time. And keep building some cool shit because that's what it's all about. All right, and see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.